I'm gonna gather everybody around and tell this fabulous story about how Boxy distracted the dragon while Chattering attacked it, and Stony attacked it, and I forget the rest of the fight. That's where we're at. You're inspired.
I distracted it by bleeding all over it.
Whatever it takes.
Did we get our experience for killing that thing?
We did. I'll double check to be sure.
Well, Snordo tells a story back
Yes.
in the days of 1E. Every gold piece counted as an experience point, and we'd be level 5 right now.
Well, where to now?
Oh, we got to pack up this gold and get it out of here.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, well, the copper pieces just go the way of the dodo bird.
All right, so no copper pieces.
Well, that's if everybody else is good with that.
Well, I can
Yeah.
carry a lot. It's just my backpacks are pretty much full.
I have about 200 pounds, 190 pounds I can carry right now.
Oh, I got to grab my phone real quick.
I have, let's see here.
I'm going to grab that potion of flying out of there if no one else is going to say they're carrying it.
I got 35 pounds I can carry.
You can carry 35 pounds.
35 more pounds.
You could always leave it and come back.
Yeah, what are the chances of that?
I could carry about 60 more pounds. 60
How many-
to 70.
How many gold pieces per pound?
Yeah, we've looked this up before. I don't remember exactly what it is off the top of my head, but I'm going to look. I would take 10%, but that's just me or whatever. 10 is 1 pound, but let me see what it really is.
I think it is 10 as 1 pound, but I could be wrong.
Well, I can carry about 170 more pounds. The problem is I have a bunch of bulky things that I have tied to my backpack, you know, like a bear pelt and a dire wolf pelt and
A dragon.
backpack
Dragon.
full of dragon scales and a head, you know.
And a couple vials of blood, right? Because I gave you the vials? Ooh, that's something I was doing during our watch. I was sharpening Boxy's knife for her.
Guess
So that won't
I'll
work anymore.
dump a few things. I got a crossbow and some bolts. I'm gonna dump that.
50 coins is a pound.
How many?
50 coins is a pound.
So 2 pounds per 100.
And we found out last week that a backpack can carry 30 pounds, right?
Yep.
So we got about 35 pounds worth of gold pieces.
Okay, I'm leaving a warhammer here.
All right, let's break out the spreadsheets.
So 35 times 50, that's 1,750 coins. That's what I can carry. I'll dump some stuff off here. I'm taking my rope. 3 daggers. Anybody want 3 daggers?
I will probably need one now.
Do you want me to disperse the rest of the coins that are in the party sheet?
Is it the ones that are in the party sheet is what we found here already, or?
Correct. There was some there that you had already had, but yes.
I'll take one of those extra daggers.
Okay, I put them in the party sheet.
Well, Chatter did just sharpen my one knife, so I think I probably need a new one.
Hey, I'm good at sharpening.
I got 10 torches. I don't need a torch. Who needs a torch?
Snorkel tells you if you decide to get rid of your hempen rope, let him know. In a bad way, he can smoke it.
All right, well, I'm going to disperse it out, and then if you decide you want to dump copper, you can dump copper. Just let me know how much you're going to dump so I can keep track of it. In case y'all do come back.
I'm dumping 640 copper.
600. I just put a whole bunch of coins in your thing, but I gotcha. 640.
Yep, that's what I'm telling you. I'm dumping all that.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Cool.
I'm dumping 640 copper also.
I'm
right.
dumping 640 copper.
Yeah, me too.
All right, that's 4. Dad, are you dumping 640 copper too?
I'm counting. I'm seeing how much copper I can pick up. Wait, it's 50 coins no matter what type, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, I'm dumping 640 copper as well.
All right, so there's 3,200 copper now in a pile.
Now we're leaving the dead dragon something. Maybe a copper dragon will come along.
I don't even think I can carry all that silver. That's almost 24 pounds worth of silver.
In this economy, you got to keep your silver and gold.
Well, I am carrying all the gems that we have. I just got to see how much weight I've got in my backpack.
Was there any other items? Like, are there any extra backpacks lying around or anything?
There's a bedroll.
Yeah, I can't stuff that full of anything.
No, there's no other backpacks laying around.
I'm going to put some ball bearings up.
You see
there.
Turtle start stuffing freaking gold in his shell, and every time his head pops out, you see gold pieces fall on the ground.
Yeah, no bag of holding either. You got coins falling out of the corners of your leg holes and everything.
So is there still gold lying around, or was that it?
There's 3 platinum pieces, which I figured you guys could just disperse or leave in there, and then 3 silver. That's it. So it's all dispersed except for whatever's on you.
So, Chatter, you gave me your backpack, right? So we'll fill that up, and then I can carry it for you.
That's good because it's already got some stuff in it. Like my candles, my crowbar, my hammer.
I dumped out 10 torches if anybody wants them. I don't really need them.
Greg, could you
Yeah, it
post
says
that
the guy
picture?
with dark vision.
Could you post that picture of the dragon on this horde and stuff again?
Oh, yeah, sure. Gonna take me a second, but I will.
Okay.
There's about 16 pounds in that backpack already. Oh, wait, there's no room left in it because I just added all that silver.
I already know where this is going, Brian. Here you go.
Oh man, I don't see it. Oh, there's cups there. I'll scoop them up into cups. Well, you figured I was looking for chests or boxes?
I did, yes. That's
Yeah,
exactly what I
you know
did.
exactly where it was going. Oh, like there's a box there.
The other thing I was waiting for you to say is it's all gold. There's no silver or copper pieces in there.
That one too.
Boxy, I have an idea. So you have a pristine hide, right? So what if we use my hempen rope? We pile all the gold in the middle of it, wrap it up, and then tie it together with the hempen rope as like a big backpack.
That sounds great. I was going to suggest the bedroll, but that's just as good.
So you're gonna make a
That way-
sack?
That way
Yep.
Nightshade can carry its own stuff.
All right.
So lay it out, and pile everything in there, and then tie it up.
All right.
With
I'll let you know how much I can hold.
Wait, do I still have my backpack or are you carrying it?
That's
Oh.
another 30 pounds.
We could just take it and bury it someplace and then come back.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do that.
Well,
So
all total, the coins that I have is about 61 pounds, which is not a problem if I can fill up the rest of my backpack and then one of my pelts.
Should have took that move Earth cantrip. Is there anywhere to dig around here, Greg, or is this stone?
No, I mean there's water there and mud and things like that. So yeah, you could find a spot probably if you wanted to dig. Dig. You want to do a survival check or I don't think we have a digging check.
So we bury it back here.
All right.
Over in that corner.
Yeah, back in that little dead end.
Sounds good. How long do y'all want to take moving all this stuff, and how deep are you going to dig your hole?
Take the day, maybe.
Take the
Is there
day.
a lot? There's probably a ton. Huh?
It depends. I mean, I don't know how much it's going to end up. I have 3,200 copper that you're leaving. I don't know what anybody else is leaving.
Oh, we got all the gold?
Yeah, all the money has been distributed.
Oh, so we're good, huh? We just leave the
there's
copper?
nothing left.
I don't know if we got to worry about the coppers.
Yeah, if I was just talking about anything else, but the coppers, we just let it go.
Okay,
Is
then
Travis
how do we
stabbing
get
the
out of
wall?
here?
He is.
you really don't expect me to keep attention span on digging a hole, do you?
What was that, Boxy, you were going to say?
I said, if we are leaving the copper, are we going to head out, and which way?
Up.
I think the only way out is the way we came in.
Yeah.
We left that rope across the bridge, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe so.
Not that it's that far. I can jump that anyway. But
I'll
Do you
use
see
my-
anything over there, Chatter?
Not yet.
Are you over there in the dark?
No, I got a lit candle.
Tiny little candle.
Doesn't seem to be anything over here.
was that red circle a bonfire?
It was. I think it's long been out now.
Yeah. I cast light on Boxy's arrow, and then I'll recast a bonfire there.
All right.
Once I'm pretty sure I'm done swimming, I'm shaking like a drowned rat.
So there's still a rope here.
Yeah, there's still a rope there.
I just
Yeah,
jumped across.
I prepare to make my jump across.
I'm gonna climb across.
Alrighty.
So the snortle.
All right. You guys have the rope that's there anyway, so you're able to get through. Stony, you're going to kind of search around and check things out.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you go, you see that the rocky, sandy area kind of follows the river, and then there's some crags and whatnot, but no obvious other exit other than the high chain ladder that goes back up to the top.
Oh,
I'm looking
mage
for-
hand that rope on the other side. Loosen it.
Okay.
And then pull it in.
Yep. What was that, Boxy?
I'm looking for the rat friend that ran away.
Oh, yeah. Gragglenaw or Grumblenaw or whatever his name was. I can't remember.
Whose
Round knob.
rope is this?
Brown Knob.
Is this somebody's rope?
Wasn't
Stony,
it
you go up the ladder.
yours or Boxy's, wasn't it? Yeah, I went up the ladder.
Oh, okay.
So you guys see Stony climbs up to the top. Boxy, as you look around, you don't see Brown Gnaw anywhere. There's no rats or anything. Again, you see there's some albino fish that are kind of swimming in the water here. You see that large waterfall, but otherwise nothing else.
I'll stand guard there while everybody else climbs up.
Okay. Yeah, as you stand there, Stony, you don't hear anything down the passageway. The secret door that was there is open.
Snow
I'll
starts
start
climbing
climbing
and
up.
starts bitching about, it's taking him longer to climb up there than it did to get down.
That's an understatement. Can't remember if it was this. Yeah, it was this one, right? Yeah, it was. This
It
one.
was.
It was only 200 feet. What the heck?
All right, so Snorkel continues to make his way up.
This sure is a long way.
Yeah.
Hef, you want to go next, and then I'll go up. I'll take the rear.
Sure. I'll
I imagine
climb on up.
climbing 200 feet by ladder, by chain ladder, would be pretty tiring.
I would think so too. One level of exhaustion. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, it would be tiring. I agree with you. All right, Shadow, you make it up, and Boxy, you're bringing up the caboose.
Correct.
Alrighty. So you all, take probably 10, 15 minutes to climb up this ladder. I don't know, maybe longer. Finally get up to the top, and you're all up there. I never actually fully opened up the bean here.
Is that secret door closed again?
No, that door's open again, and the door on the other end. They're all actually open. Again, it's very quiet throughout the area here. You don't hear any sounds of dwarves hitting, anvils or making weapons. You don't hear voices. There's no ghosts. There's no succubi.
I'm looking into each room as I go just to make sure there's nothing hiding in there.
Is there anything in this room? Are those dwarves still in there?
So when you open up the door, Hef, there are no dwarves in there currently.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll go catch up to Chatter.
All right.
You didn't want to take a look while we were there?
Oh, we can.
I'll go
We'll
in
look
with him.
around.
Okay. Sounds good. So, Chatter, you continue to kind of look through the rooms, and I love a split party. Thank you, everybody.
I open the door to the north.
So you open up that door, and you find that it appears to be once some sort of a large closet. There's some broken furniture and some kind of cloth and whatnot that's pretty ratty and unusable at this point, but nothing else of interest that you notice. Chatter and Stony, as you guys continue down the hallway, checking the doors, you see the bodies are still there, and you do feel sort of an uneasiness, a coolness that kind of comes over your shoulders as you're walking down the path there. Snortle, as you walk into this room, you do see there's a large carpet that's on the ground here. The room has several old tapestries that kind of cling to the wall, and you see they appear to be tapestries of dwarves and various valor and whatnot, but they've been defaced and cut up, and there's been a lot of graffiti sprayed painted across them, orcish words and whatnot here.
I'm gonna search the room for secret doors or anything.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Just a perception, and unless you're looking for magical doors. So, Chatter, as you continue to go through, you do see the carpet is gone. The room that you guys had barricaded before is unbarricaded now. You do notice that the desk has been moved in that room. However, it looks like the desk has moved halfway across the west wall northwards in that direction. But otherwise, you don't see anything else that appears to be different.
Hey, Stony, was that desk in a different place?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to go in and poke it.
Okay, all right, gotcha. So you kind of go in and you poke it with your sting.
Yep.
All right, and it doesn't move or do anything at all. Stony, you see as you get over there, you see that the desk, the drawers are sort of half pulled or half pushed back in, sort of haphazard, almost like somebody quickly rifled through the desk and kind of moved it over. You also see that the mattress on that bed, it's sort of half on the bed, half off. Looks like somebody tried to rifle the room.
Well, all I can say is I hope we got what they were looking for before they got here.
Hef, as you kind of search around the room and whatnot, you don't see anything that appears to be any secret doors or any hidden boxes or chests or anything.
I got my magic vision on too, in case we run across anyone.
Perfect. Thank you. I'll remember it by the end of the campaign.
I'll open up this door.
Okay. You open up that door and you see again that great hall that was there with the pillars, and obviously you're up on the dais this time with the throne in front of you. You do see that there's the campsites that are there, but you see a lot of the bedrolls are gone. Matter of fact, all but one is gone at this point. The fire looks, you don't see any fire or anything there, and there's no smoke or even any embers kind of glowing at all. The door to the south is open, and you see the forges to the south are empty as well.
I think I heard something.
Yeah, you did. Go ahead, Boxy.
What?
I think I heard a door opening down there. Be careful.
Which way?
South. I think.
Is that door in front of me open?
Nope, that one's closed.
We'll open that door.
Alrighty, so you open up the door, and obviously, Boxy and Hef, you hear a door open to the north, and Stony, you're able to see them, and you can see the light kind of coming through Chatter, yeah.
There's a couple rooms down south we didn't get to.
Down south where?
Down by the forges.
Well, we may as well check it out since we're here.
You're wanting to go back out where it's slippery?
I don't know what you're talking about. We're just going across these little bridges.
Yep. So you guys come in here. The river is flowing from west to east. There are these stone bridges, very similar to the ones downstairs that you see here. The forge, obviously, on the south side is not on fire or burning or lit as it shows. It's out cold. You do see that it appears that most of the weapons have been gone. You don't see any in here. And a lot of the forged tools are missing as well.
I'll go across the bridge.
Yeah, so Boxy, you're able to get across the bridge without any difficulty. This bridge seems to be built with dwarven craftsmanship, much like all the other bridges, except for the one that had collapsed, obviously. But it's very strong, holds you, no problem.
I'll open that door there.
Okay. So as you open up the door, it opens up, and you see that this was probably a storeroom of some sort at one point. You do see there's some crates and boxes that are there. It seems that the crates have been opened. They appear to be relatively empty from where you're looking at. The storeroom looks pretty well cleaned out, except for a few of these crates.
I'll leave it to have to do any more in-depth searching.
Okay. As you go in, no sign of any magical auras at all.
I'll search the walls and everything.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. You search around. You don't find anything that looks like a secret door or any sort of opening.
Anything in the crates or just normal?
Yeah, so in the crates you do see that there are some metal rivets that are down there. You see some metal plates that are kind of stacked in some of the boxes there. Does look something similar to what you would use for smithy or blacksmith, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Stony,
I opened that door too.
Yeah, I figured. As you open up that one seems to have more supplies in it. It's a lot more sort of packed in there. You see it looks very similar to the previous room as well, but just with more things. These are also sealed, and you don't see anything else of certain significance other than box and crates.
I'll say, hey, Hef, you want to search this place too?
Oh, sure.
I didn't see that roll. Oh, I did. Never mind. I got it. So you kind of search around. You don't see anything that looks like a secret door or anything like that. When you're kind of looking around.
Ooh, all right. I think I see something. I'm gonna look between the barrels. Is that you, Brown? Now?
So as you peek through, you in fact do see a small mouse. That's a rat, if you want to call it such. That's kind of sitting there and sort of chirps and kind of sort of slowly comes out of between the two barrels. It does appear to be brown now.
Yeah, I'll pick them up.
Okay.
You want to come with me, buddy?
He just kind of makes a mouse or a rat noise.
How does that go?
Uh, that was it. Did you hear it?
I did not.
Oh, it must have been so quiet. Oh, that's
Killed
too
my
bad.
immersion.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's a quiet mouse. Thank you. I knew somebody had it.
Well, Hep, it looks like you scared all of the dwarves out of here finally.
Maybe we should check the room to the south here just in case. I don't think we hit this whole room.
Oh no, I'll wait out here for you.
There's no more tables. Oh wait, there is.
If you kind of erupted.
I'll clear it.
So as you go in, you do see that things just got kind of rotted food stuff, and there's tables and whatnot, but no tables seem to animate. So as you look through there, Chatter, you see that this is mainly rotten food and just lots and lots of stores, but all of it's pretty much useless at this point. A shame.
Oh crap! There's corners.
Anything glowing?
Unfortunately not, Hef.
I think that's it.
No tables, Boxy. There are no moving tables anyway.
No, that's good to know.
I moved you by accident.
Close the secret door.
Okay, alrighty.
Is there a mechanism for it or something?
For the secret door?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. There's a small proverbial brick that you push in that opens it. You know, the classic secret door opener.
I always thought it was a book.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is a book. There's a solo book on the wall. No, just kidding. All right, I'm going to share up the next map here. I think you all got it. I think you. I don't know if you missed anything on that map, but let's see if I can crash anybody's computer. All right, so you head back up the steps again. At the end is that iron door, that short iron door that's there. Box it could barely squeeze through.
I think we got everything here, guys. I don't know. I'd probably just keep heading back to the stairs.
All right. So I'll keep the typical marching order that you would have, just in case something was to pop up while you were in here. You and you continue to kind of make your way. I'll share maps as we go, so that way you can see if there's anything that you missed or you want to check out again. And then the other side of that map is that one. Oh, there is a problem. Now that I think about it.
Bridge is down.
Yes, the bridge is down. Yeah. The 35-foot gap, it looks like. 30, yeah, about 32 and a half.
Could we see down in this water on this one?
In this one? No, I don't think so.
Alright.
Oh, do you mean when you dropped your coin in?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a bottom to it.
Okay.
I think. There was now.
Hef, can you crawl along the sides like you did in that other cavern and bring a rope over there, and maybe we can like fasten something together so the rest of us can get over?
Is the bridge still there, or has it just been cut completely away? Like, could we pull it up to one side and reattach it?
You could. It's dangling off the side, or at least it was the last time you were there.
I'm all out of the potions for the spider climb, so I don't think I'm able to.
If Boxy can shoot an arrow over there with a rope on it and embed it in the wall, I might be able to climb over and tie it off to something.
Wait, I brought those halflings over. Did something happen after that?
Oh, yeah, you did take those halflings over. How did you do that? Was it a rope?
We had shot a rope across.
That's right. You did. I forgot about that, actually.
I think we I don't remember. I know we had like 2 ropes sent across.
You did. I do remember that. You're right, because you did send them across, but I don't remember all the exact details of it.
And did we leave them there?
She had shot a rope over from the other side. It's tied off against the big doors, and it's tied around the stalagmite on this side. And she was able to carry them over hand.
We got a second rope we can use. Oh. Hey, guys. I found a chimney we may be able to go out.
Where at?
It's like Winter Festivus, but in reversed. With our sacks of gold. It's right here.
I know a guy who can do that. He's a jolly old elf.
So as you come in, you see there's a large fire pit that's now cold. You see there's pots and kettles that are sort of stacked all over, and it looks like this was probably a kitchen of some sort. And you do see that there's the ceiling of the roof kind of goes up into a sort of a chimney, and right up the top, and it continues out. And above, you can see what looks like stars and maybe a half of a moon that's kind of over the opening there. Looks like it's about 100 feet, and the edges are irregular and they look rough, but Maybe a little slick. Maybe it was raining recently?
Ooh, maybe this isn't a good idea.
100 feet. Would that require athletics to go up?
It would.
How big is the opening?
It's probably about 5 feet around.
Climbing doesn't cost me extra movement because I'm an athlete.
Oh, that's nice. Forgot about that.
Sadly, it uses athletics instead of acrobatics to climb.
We should have brought that ladder from the other place.
Well, I'll take all of my packs off,
Okay.
and I take my 50-foot rope. Does anybody else have any rope?
Well, I've got the rope, but it's only 49 feet.
I have 25 feet.
Can we not just go back out across the rope, across the chasm?
Well, we can. What would we like to do?
I can try and climb up the chimney and put a piton in every, 10 or 15 feet if you want to.
We know the rope works, right?
Boxy went across it once. Twice,
Yeah,
actually.
second rope. A little nervous about the climbing.
If only we had a leader to make a decision.
I'm an inspiring leader. We're taking the rope. Let's go through that vast, deep cavern on the questionable old ropes.
All right. So you all come over here.
What's the worst that can happen? We'd fall down.
Right.
We fall to our death.
All right. So as you get here, you see that the doors on the other side are wide open. The braziers are not burning; they're cold, and you see that your ropes have been cut and they are now dangling on your side, down into the crevasse.
Which side is the bridge dangling on?
The opposite side.
Do you think you could hit that bridge with an arrow and you could pull it back up and then reattach it? Boxy?
I can certainly try.
It was just a rope bridge, correct?
Yeah, it's a 3-rope bridge type of thing. It has 3 ropes to it.
It looks like it had wooden slats.
Yeah, they drew it with wooden slats, but it's just a rope bridge.
I'm gonna put a bonfire on the other side.
Oh, okay. That lights up. Light up one of those braziers.
Yeah.
Put it right in there. Yeah, nice.
How far can you throw something, Stony?
I don't know. How far can I throw something?
Yeah, like me.
Like you? How much do you weigh?
If I take all my gear off, I weigh 41 pounds. With all my gear, I weigh a little over 100 pounds.
Yeah, 100 pounds I probably couldn't throw very far.
I'll mage hand a rope over there. How far is that? How much
35
does the
feet.
rope weigh?
It's 32.5 feet. It's not more than, what can your mage hand hold, 10 pounds?
We can go. My mage hand can go 30 feet. How far is it? 35?
32 and a half.
I pick him
32
up
and a
and hold
half.
him out over the ledge.
Hold him by his ankles.
Lean out.
All right, sounds
I'll
good.
tie a mage hand on the, or I'll tie a rope to the bridge that's hanging down, right? Because it was cut on our
It's-
side and it
it's
fell on their side.
Correct. Yep. So the bridge is on their side.
All right, so I'll tie a rope to the bridge at the very bottom of the crevasse with my mage hand, and then try and have Stony try and pull it up.
Okay. All right. So, Boxy, you're hanging on to him over the edge, right? So he can reach just that
Yep.
extra 2.5 feet. Yeah. Scary. So you go ahead and we'll say you're able to get that done. I like your creativity.
All right, we'll pull her in, Stony.
I'll pull the old ladder up here.
All righty. Sounds good. So you pull the ladder back up.
Or the rope bridge or whatever.
Yep.
Now we got to figure out how to tie it off on this end.
Yeah.
Well, we've got our rope still around the stalactite or stalagmite, and couldn't we use it to tie the rope bridge off?
Yeah, we could tie it there and
Sure.
then tie it at the other points.
Okay. Who's going to tie those knots?
Is it survival or sleight of hand?
Well,
I can
both.
help somebody. I have
Either or.
I'm gonna give guidance.
I'll tie him.
I am pretty good at survival.
good. I'll help you. I have a proficiency there.
Hey, Chatter,
I'm
you
kind of
watch.
proficient
You-
at it.
You give me some advice, okay?
Okay,
All right,
you're
you can
tying
roll
it too high. Tie it down lower.
You can roll
And I
with
say,
advantage.
what? Do the opposite of whatever he says.
I'm just going to roll it out in the open.
Sure. Perfect. Okay. All right. Well, the knot's tied.
I'm testing it. I'm pulling on it with my strength.
All
Hey,
right.
Stony, do you mind hanging onto the ladder and I'll go across? See if it.
Sure.
Hey, the worst it would be a 2.
I'm gonna tie a rope to myself and give the end to Boxy.
All righty.
All right, I'll hold
has-
on to it. I'll brace myself.
Turtle has featherfall. Sort
That would have been the smarter option.
I can help.
He does have feather fall.
No,
Why
he
didn't he
doesn't.
use it?
He doesn't. He has turtle fall. So you
As
get
long
across.
as he lands on his back, he's okay.
Right. Hep, as you get across, you're about 3/4 of the way, and that knot, it slips just a little bit. But as it does, you can feel it kind of like grab on and feel the rope sort of give way just for a second, but then it locks that knot in even tighter, and you're able to make it across.
Should have worn the brown pants.
See, seems good, guys.
I'm next. I'm next.
Chattering across.
You tie a rope around Chatter too, or no?
Well, we got a rope there he can hold on to as he goes back
Okay.
and forth.
All right, gotcha. Perfect. Chatter, so you're able to make it across without difficulty?
All I know is I'm going before Snortle.
Okay, go ahead.
Why?
Looks like I made it.
All right.
I get on the rope and I'm just going to run across it like a tightrope.
All righty. You see sort of tiptoes across it, all the way across.
We need to
No,
need to
no.
hold the rope over here for.
I see Tiny Tim.
That's not a very good acrobatics roll.
Bye,
Snortle.
Snortle.
Tiptoeing through the tulips.
Yeah, could you give me a
Oh,
dexterity
no.
save?
Hopefully it does better than that one.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, there you go. So he kind of grabs onto it, and he's just sort of hanging there now. His two hands are hanging onto the rope, and his feet are dangling down below.
I continue to shimmy across, and I kind of play it off kind of like I did it on purpose. I know I tried to scare you.
That's pretty elegant there, Snortle.
Stoney will have to hold the rope for Boxy now.
All right,
Here's
Boxy.
Stoney.
So, Boxy, you have a backpack, a handmade sack, and a whole bunch of hides and everything else. Plus, you're 7 foot
Absolutely.
tall, and we said, I think you described it as a little bit chunky, right?
I weigh 260 pounds and I'm carrying 215.
Gotcha. So
You're
we
still
got,
less than Snortle.
we got 500 plus pounds coming across, almost 500 pounds coming across this rope. All right. Let's see how
I
this
think on
goes.
the stone grams, they prefer thick.
Can anybody give me a
Thank
hand
you.
holding
Thank-
this rope in
thank-
case she falls?
I'll help him.
All right.
I grabbed the end of the
Oh,
rope.
great. Patty's helping me. Yeah, feel so confident.
Maybe wrap it around this log right here. The end of the thing.
What
Maybe
log?
that'll help. Oh, there's like a maybe the door handle for like
You could. They're very big, thick, reinforced doors that are
there.
there.
I'll wrap it around whatever latches on the door and
Okay.
wrap it around a couple of times and hold on to the loose end.
Sounds good. Boxy, you tied the rope around you as well?
Yep.
All right. Okay. Let's give it a try. If you want, Boxy.
So what do I need to roll?
Just you can give me an acrobatics. That'll be fine.
Anything better than Snortle?
I picture Boxy slowly kind of stepping onto that little rope, right?
You know, like the cartoons, like they take 2 steps, then fall.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So Boxy, you kind of step on it, and immediately when you do, you feel that rope just sort of gives again. You can hear that knots kind of pull on the end, but the other rope seems to hold, and so you're kind of hanging on there. You got both of them. They've got, you tied up. Everybody's kind of watching, and slowly, one foot after another, you kind of continue. And as she does, you know how that you've seen those ropes, they just sort of continue to bend down, down, down. And now she's like 10 feet below you guys as the rope is bowed as much as it has. And then she slowly starts making her way back up, and you made it across without any problems. Nice work.
So now the rope is 70 feet because it's stretched a bit.
Right.
Yes, but it's only 3/4 the thickness that it used to be.
A few broken strands.
Right.
Good job, everybody.
We're going to need to buy some new ropes.
Guys,
I don't think we can afford it.
How did they get to this arrow slit?
Not sure.
As you step out there, you can feel this cold sort of night air. You can see it's a full starlit night. There's a large moon there as well. Boxy, you were looking at that south wall. It looks unusual.
Yeah, I was going to look at the south wall.
Yep, I saw you move over there. Something looks out of place. Chatter, something looks out of place on the north wall too.
I'll poke around.
Hey, Hef, can you see if there's like anything magically locking this?
Let me take a look.
Hef, you don't see any auras at all?
I'll check and see if I can find any way to open it.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so Boxy, you and Chatter both at the same time open up 2 secret doors, one to the north and one to the south. Chatter, as you go around, you see there's a set of stairs that goes down. No, sorry. Yeah, goes down. Yep, I'm right. Goes down and leads into a kind of a room that has well-gnawed bones, cobwebs, rat dropping. There's a couple broken arrows that are laying here on the ground and whatnot as well. However, you don't see any creatures in here. That secret door is open, as well as the other one in that room too is open.
Man, that would have been a way better way to go.
Foxes, you also see stairs that go down, and then you see there's a solitary arrow slit here, and on this side you see what appears to be some orc paraphernalia that's kind of laying around, and you do see there's a quiver of arrows, 20 arrows that are here as well. It looks like they left in haste as they didn't pick up their stuff.
Snorkel comes running into the room when he heard the words paraphernalia.
There's paraphernalia. Oh, hey, Snortle.
I love it.
Not that kind of paraphernalia.
Okay.
I'll take the arrows and throw them in the bonfire.
Okay. Nice throw, Chatter. Yeah, you throw that right through.
Did we walk here or did we have horses? What did we do with them?
I think you walked, didn't you? Did you guys walk?
Yep.
Yeah, we walked.
We hadn't adventured. We didn't have enough money for horses.
Well, I see some fresh footprints leaving out of here.
Yeah, so you see... Yep, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, do they look dwarven?
They look to be more of a medium-sized human. They are booted. They appear to be what looks like either a sort of a hide boot or some sort of a not a metal boot. They have very long strides too. So you'd say in between the footsteps is a significant distance. So you'd expect to be something taller, not chatter size.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take it for what it is.
I'll roll a survival to see if I can know anything about them.
Yeah.
Did that roll?
I didn't see it.
Looks like there were a bunch of orcs went by here running. They were running. Going as fast as they could, it looks like.
The round area is just a marking on the map. It's not anything. Sorry, Stone.
That's it. I'm following the path down the mountain. I ain't taking the header off the cliff like Snortle.
Sounds good. So you continue to work your way down the switchbacks as you continue down, and finally you get down the path that sort of moves down between the mountains. You judge it's somewhere, you figure probably around 2-ish in the morning by the position of the moon and whatnot. as you're kind of moving down and through. It's interesting how time sort of gets lost when you don't have any way to record a time as you're moving through. Um, do you want to continue to travel until you're fully kind of at that point of exhaustion just before that, or did you want to camp for the night and try to get
Maybe,
back on a regular schedule?
maybe we should find a safe place to camp.
Yeah, my arms are getting pretty tired after that, especially helping Boxy across that crevice.
What do you mean by that?
Nothing.
It's all
How
that
about
gold. That's what he meant.
how about I help you help me find a place to hole up for the evening?
I'm going to scout around while they're looking for a place to hold up.
Alrighty. Are you scouting for anything in particular?
Just making sure it's a safe place.
Okay, sounds good.
Of course, we may have to travel a mile or two to find where they're saying is a good camp.
So with Stoney's help, I'm going to try to find something that just has some cover.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, Boxy. So as you look around, you do see there is actually just off the path a little bit a cave that has some really nice foliage over it. It goes in about 25, 30 feet or so. It's closed off in the inside. Looks like it was maybe used as a camp a long time ago. You see some remnants of what looks like some leather and things that in there, like maybe was a bedroll at some point, but it doesn't appear to have been used in a really long time.
All right, I think this is the place we should bed down for the night, and then we could start fresh in the morning.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I have you all for your watches and everything. I'm not sure if anybody used any skills, but there's a long rest. You're able to get through the night without any difficulty. As you slept through the night, didn't really, and was on watches, didn't see any travel going on the trail. You had a perfect view, either up to the old Dwarven Fortress or back from the Dwarven Fortress. When you wake up in the morning, the sun is shining bright. It gives a nice warmth that kind of comes across. Yeah, it's a beautiful day.
I'm gonna gather everybody around and tell them a harrowing story of going across the crevasse and everything like that.
All right.
And the moral of that story is check for secret doors so that we can maybe get around those crevasses easier.
I sit right at his feet when he's telling these stories.
Oh, okay. Like an enraptured kid, right?
Yep.
Got it.
So
There's probably somebody who's better at doing secret doors than me. Is anybody here good at secret doors?
I noticed them
What skill is
occasionally.
that? Perception?
Yeah. I got
I could-
2.
I could probably help you with it.
I'm fairly good at secret doors. I get lucky every now and then. Do you think there's one around here? I'll start looking.
Okay. Alrighty. Sounds good. Perception.
Alright, everybody ready to head back down?
You see Chatter's just kind of like sticking his sword into the
Yep.
walls a little bit.
that's our new protocol.
Are you heading straight to town? Is that the plan? Back to town?
I think so. I don't think there's anywhere else we need to go. Don't we have to go back to town to speak with the constable or whoever sent us on this?
We didn't exactly find a cache of weapons for him.
Captain Serrana?
Yeah, Captain, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, there was that one arms room.
You mean where everything was rusted?
Well, yes. We're telling him it was all rusted.
Which way did we come anyway?
Came down there's a path just to the south of you that kind of wraps around to the east. Do you see that? Yep, kind of that way, and then through the woeful forest, and then back onto Dawn's Way, which is the red road that goes to Coughlin's Crossing.
Okay.
Yep. So as you travel through the mountains, I think it took you 2 days by foot, if I remember correctly. So you kind of continue along this path. As you do see occasional footprints of what looks like um, these same sort of orc type footprints that you see, Stony. At various times it seems to be like 2, and then other times it seems like 8, and kind of just varies in the numbers that you see. But it does appear that there is some definite footprints that are here. You do see some paths, obviously, that come off into different directions as you're traveling down this what used to be a main kind of a main road into the mountains, which has sort of become into sort of a disrepair now at this point. Doesn't appear to be traveled a ton.
Do I notice that these footprints come from anyone, or like, is there more in one area than others?
Yeah, so you do see that the footprints seem to use this path sort of as a kind of a road, or maybe the main road, but you do see they kind of will go off on a path and they'll come back. It seems when they go off, they're usually in twos, so maybe a patrol or something would be your assumption. But you do see that the farther down you get towards the forest, the more traffic of orc footprints you can kind of see around here. And you do see that there are some paths where there maybe be 6 or 8 that'll kind of travel off in a direction, but there doesn't seem to be one that seems to be the predominant one, at least at this point, as you're coming down through these high foothills.
I will keep my eyes open for any ambush spots or anything, as
Yeah.
well as as well as keeping an eye out for any path that might lead to I don't know, an encampment or something.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So
I'm
go ahead.
retelling the adventure of fighting the dragon as we're traveling.
All right, sounds good. So you kind of continue along. Stony, you do see there's a pretty heavy path that kind of goes to the south just before you get to the woeful forest. And it does appear to be fairly heavy traveled, almost as traveled as much as this road is that you've seen with the footprints and whatnot. It seems to go due south. And you can see it kind of wraps around some hills. So you can only see probably, I don't know, maybe half a mile of trail kind of wrapping around, and then it sort of disappears behind one of the hills, and then you have
That's
your
all.
path going into the woods.
I'll mention this to everybody and say, should we scout that out or head straight back to town?
Is it orc footprints?
Yeah, it looks that way. Same as the ones that were running out of the mountain.
We should probably check that out, don't you think, Kef?
Yeah, I'd say we check it out. We need to take care of these guys.
All right. So you're going to kind of divert down to the south now off the trail that you were on before.
What time of day is it right now? Like, how long have we been traveling?
That's a great question, actually. So you're about half the distance, so it would be getting pretty close to where it'd be time to kind of take a break at this point. Before you start heading down that way, it's probably a good idea. The question is do you stay kind of in these foothills, kind of the craggies? There's some trees and brush and whatnot. There may be some caves around, or do you travel a little bit farther and try to find a place in sort of in the forest edge, which is right here? You're kind of at that border.
I want some place where we can kind of keep an eye on this trail, but be out of sight from it.
Gotcha. So
we're right there.
Yeah, you're right along that line. Yep.
Okay.
So you can kind of take that pick. You probably could have both. I mean, obviously the trail is coming down the hills into the woods. So if you want higher ground, you'd probably want to be up in the rocky sort of brush area with the hills. If you wanted to, probably more cover though, or something that'd be easier, would be in the dense underbrush of the trees. But you'd be obviously have the lower ground below the path.
I'll help Stony this time so he
What do you
can.
think we should do, Boxy? The high ground or the bush? I'm going to say the high ground.
Take the high ground, so you're gonna look kind of for another cave or some sort of rock outcropping or something that you could be underneath. And,
Yeah, that sounds good.
okay, sounds great. So Stony, you kind of look around, and unfortunately, here it's not as you don't have as many rocks and crevices and whatnot, and it seems almost as if whatever has been using these paths, which you assume is orcs, has maybe cleared it out a little bit more, so that way, sorry, I didn't mean to bump my mic, but it seems more kind of cleared out. So you've got to go a bit more of a distance away from the trail itself, probably about 400 or 500 feet off the trail, to really find something that's there. You don't have a cave, but there is a sort of some rocks, some large boulders that are kind of stacked up that you could kind of get behind. They could give you some cover, and you could kind of peek between the two rocks that are there. Definitely wouldn't want to have a fire at this point because it'd probably be noticed, but it is enough to give you some cover for people to sleep behind while you're there.
Okay, I think this is a good spot. We can still see the where the two trails come together.
You can, yep. It's about 500 feet away. You can still see those trails there, and you're at a nice angle where you can see coming up through the woods too. So essentially, if you think of it as a T, you're above the T. All right, that's kind of
Okay.
the position you're at.
Perfect. We'll set up our little camp there.
Okay, alrighty. And then I have a watch order that's set up there as well. Is that correct? I assume that's always the watch order.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. So as you guys kind of hunker down again, you do see that the moon is coming up again, so it's nice and bright. It whether it's good or bad, it depends on how you look at it, but it completely lights up the entire area. You've probably been there where that moon has been fairly full. You've got great moonlight, so it makes it so it's pretty much dim light throughout. There's no darkness necessarily, so everybody will be able to sort of see with your night vision that you have when your eyes adjust to being in the dark.
I sure wish I had those goggles of dark vision.
Was just looking up how much they cost. We should get matching pairs.
Or somebody can get the spell, or maybe buy some scrolls. Actually, a monk can cast this spell.
What are you guys talking about?
Dark vision.
Scroll of Dark Vision. It's second level spell, but a monk can cast it. I actually looked it up because I got another character that doesn't have dark vision. I'm like, ooh, I might need something.
All right, so you all continue through your watches there, and Chatter and Boxy, you have first watch, so you've kind of watch and see, and you see some things, sort of, some rabbits that kind of scamper along every once in a while, but things are fairly quiet.
My turn.
Yep.
My turn.
Yep, Hef. So you get probably about an hour or so into your watch when something kind of catches your eye.
See. I'll wake up Stony.
Alrighty. So Stony, he kind of reaches over and tries to wake you up out of your slumber.
What?
There's two orcs walking up the path.
So Stony,
which direction?
You see they're walking up that path that you all were going to take. So they're coming up from the south. You see the two of them. They're kind of walking side by side. They're wearing hide armor. You see that they got kind of great axes over their shoulder, and you can see that they're sort of scouting out. Like the one on the right is scouting the right side along the wood line. The other one on the left is sort of scouting the left side. And you see one of them puts his hands up and they just sort of stop for a second. And you see they sort of crouch down low, and each of them are sort of scanning. And you see the one on the right kind of points towards the northeast a little bit. And the other one's kind of scanning around.
Is
Where
it
we are?
northeast?
So not directly in front of you. It's more off to your left that it's pointing, but it is pointing in sort of that northerly direction, just not at you. It's more at the wood line.
Okay.
Did we come up the way of the wood line?
You guys essentially would have gone. So if I make a T here, that's where you guys are. You're kind of up in the rocks. You're not in the woods.
And he pointed.
He kind of pointed just kind of to the northeast, I guess would be the way I'd look at it. Yep, that way. There you go. That's perfect. So not
Greg,
at
you got
you,
my
but
message.
in the general direction. Got it. Thank you. I appreciate it. You see they kind of sit there for a few minutes and whatnot, and you kind of hear Chatter sort of mumbling in his sleep, starts talking about dragons.
How much sleep have we had?
So Hef, you've only had a couple hours. Boxy, yeah, no, you haven't had enough for a long rest yet. So you would be in the exhaustion state, I guess, if you were to fight.
And they were going back to their thing, huh? I guess.
So they're actually walking in direction towards you. They've just stopped. They're probably about 600 feet away, and they're kind of crouched down, and they're kind of looking off in that direction. Just two of them.
Let's just wait and see what they do, Hef.
All right, sounds good.
All right. So about 3 or 4 minutes goes by, and you see they're kind of there, and the one on the right sort of like is kind of kneeling down and just kind of gets down on his hands and knees, kind of hooks his great axe into his back and starts crawling on his hands and knees, trying to keep a low profile. And you see he kind of goes over, and as he does, he sort of stands there and he pulls out a javelin and he throws it, and all of a sudden you hear a loud squeal, and you see this pig goes racing across and it goes bouncing up the hill, and you see the other one starts chasing it, and they're both up running after it now, running up the trail to the west, and you see they continue up the trail chasing this pig.
Oh no, they must be from West Virginia.
Hey, I'll make you squeal like a pig, boy. Don't forget that.
Hit your pig whistle, Chatter.
I hunker down and go back to sleep.
All righty, gotcha. Okay, sounds good.
I kneel down.
All right, gotcha.
Stare through the crack. Disbelief.
I'm sorry.
So have you kind of continue to do your watch there, and as you listen, you hear them sort of cursing and orcishing along distance away to the west, and you assume that they're continuing to chase this creature, this pig, as it's running up the side of the mountain. Your sleep goes through without any issues. Snortle, or your watch, I mean, Snortle, you're able to wake up, and on your watch, again, nothing happens. And Stony, same with you. The orcs never came back down. You don't see any pig, and you all get your long rest. I'm not going to reset it. I don't think anybody used anything, so we'll just leave it where it's at.
Tell an inspiring story about how the orc got the pig.
Or the pig got the orc.
Yeah, the pig got the orc.
Yeah, just kidding.
The orc's probably telling me he had a pretty mouth.
Oh. We're not in the Colorado River, are we?
All right, so should we go investigate where those orcs came from?
Yeah. I think we should have Chatter. For some strange reason, he seems to be the sneakiest one of us.
I'll go out. I head off.
Okay.
Am I going in the right direction, I wonder?
Which direction are you going?
South.
Yes, you are going in the correct direction. So you are heading in the way that you had seen those orcs had come from. as you continue along the path, kind of looking, you all just gonna follow the path, see where it takes you.
Yeah, we'll stay probably, 30, 40 feet behind Chatter.
All right, sounds good.
So I'm
Ignore that.
scouting ahead, but I'm continuing to tell the story of the dragon fight as I'm going.
Cool. I forgot to tell you all, I added that extension too. So if you ever want to share anything now and you want everybody else to be able to see it, there's a little box that you can click on and it'll actually paste in all the information. So
That's exactly what I did. I wanted to see what it
yeah,
did.
no worries. So that's why I put it in there, because that way I don't have to approve it and all that other stuff. So I think Damned made that one. It's a nice little extension. Unfortunately, though, you can't use it on magical items not already identified, because it'll show the unidentified part. But that's okay. I'll keep an eye on it. All right, so you continue down the path, and
I'm brandishing my. Just so you know, while I'm scouting ahead and telling the story, I've got my sting in my hand and I'm brandishing it as I'm telling the story.
Okay, all right. Sounds good.
You guys noticed something strange, because like Snortle isn't toting his quarterstaff. He still has it, but he is holding that short sword.
Hmm.
And like even at night, he's like hugged up to it, and you see him petting it and things.
I'm going to ask him if he even knows how to use one of those.
And he gets up and demonstrates it. He does a spinning kick and freaking, swings with it and everything.
Yeah, looks good.
Well, not so good that day.
Yeah.
Oh, he's quite awake yet.
Yeah, maybe not that great.
I know. You're doing really well. Keep practicing.
All right. So as you continue along this path here, Chatter, you notice that it continues down towards the south, and after about a couple hours of traveling, you see that the path sort of winds up towards the southwest now, or winds, up the hills and whatnot, and kind of continues along that direction. So you definitely can see that you're moving away. You can see, as you look out in the distance, you can see, Coughlin's Crossing and the fields around it, and you do see, Hammerfist Holds and the spot, the southern south wall, kind of there. You can see that as well. And then the Bandit Waste is just this wasteland. If you can think of the Badlands of South Dakota, that's essentially what it looks like, right? So it's just all these desolate, hills that are there. Beautiful in its own right, but definitely doesn't seem very hospitable. And you kind of continue along. You do see on the path that there continues to be these orc footprints that you see every once in a while. However, it doesn't appear to be, other than the two that walk by, you don't see anything that appears to be super noticeable, except, what footprints? You do see what looks like horse tracks kind of heading up this trail now in the mud, kind of off to the left of the trail. It looks maybe a day old, maybe. Looks like there was 3 horses that were kind of moving up this road at some point. That's the first time you've seen horse prints at all.
I still got Brown now with me, right?
What's that? Yeah, Brown Nose with you.
Oh, okay, cool. I was going to talk to him last night. I'll talk to him tomorrow night.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. As you kind of continue up the path there, you see suddenly there becomes this sort of mist that kind of rolls down the hill. You don't know if maybe there was some rain clouds that had passed over in the middle of the night, but this mist kind of gets real thick, almost this fog that kind of rolls down, makes the visibility sort of limited. You can see probably about 40 or 50 feet in front of you as you're continuing down this path, or up the path, I should say. After about another hour or two of travel, you see the mist sort of parts open, and you see that there's these buildings that are here, and a lot of the buildings appear to be sort of destroyed. It looks like maybe a small hamlet or something there, and the roofs are kind of tore up, and you see the trees appear to be burnt. And you see in the probably like an ancient hamlet, or not ancient, but a small hamlet or something like that. It looks like it probably would be a perfect ambush spot because the trail goes right in between these buildings. And you see that there's these um, kind of this murder of hungry crows kind of moving around. So 30 or 40 of them kind of flying about and whatnot. And they're sitting on top of the buildings. And you see that within the mist, there's these dead orcs that are sort of laying out on the ground all over. And they look to be mostly orcs ahead. And then there's what looks like a dead horse kind of covered in the mist. And there's this large furry creature that's sort of digging around in these corpses in front of you.
I'll tell the group. I'll yell back to the group and say, "We got dead orcs and a dead horse, and there's some big creature in some kind of mist."
You yell back to us?
Yes, because you're like 30 or 40 feet behind me, right?
Probably.
That's what Stoney said.
As he does that, you see the beast sort of turns, and you can see it kind of its body sort of turns a little bit, almost as if it kind of looks behind, and then goes back, and it starts kind of going through, and it seems to be really focusing on this dead horse in the middle of the road now. It's just kind of, it looks like it's kind of just mawing down on it.
It's eating the horse. I'll start to move forward toward it.
Okay.
I think we'll make an effort to catch up.
Alrighty, gotcha. So I have you all about 5-ish feet away from each other now at this point, right? And how close do you want to get to it?
Close enough that I can see what it is, or at least what it looks like.
All right, gotcha. So as you get a little bit closer, you're about 55, 60 feet away from it, and you see that it has feathers on the back. Why don't you give me a nature check? It's large. It's probably about, 8 feet wide by about probably 10 or 12 feet high. You have no idea, Chatter.
I'm sorry, what was I supposed to be checking when I made that roll?
What it is,
Sorry.
what kind of creature. At 50 feet,
Yep,
you have no
it's
idea.
a crow. I can see it from here. It's a crow. See that giant crow over there, guys? Eating that horse?
We're about 30 feet behind him. So
Okay. Gotcha.
if I see him moving up, I'm going to try to keep up with him so that he doesn't get too far in front.
Doesn't get eaten. So as you all are there, so if anybody else wants to do a nature check, you can go ahead and give a roll and see what you got. I don't mind. You all can roll. It's fine. You see this thing is just kind of eating this horse as it's kind of digging in, and you see it has this sort of like a very long nose that kind of comes to a triangular point or a mouth.
Hey, Chatter.
What?
Remember I told you about that thing that looks like a bear but has an owl beak?
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me about that.
That's what it is, as I'm like notch an arrow just in case.
Okay, all righty, gotcha. So you got an arrow that's notched.
I'll step up in between them and the creature.
Okay. I didn't lock anything yet. But there you go. Battle map.
I'm moving up close enough that I can actually see what it is because I want to see it. I've never seen one before.
Okay. So as you continue to kind of move forward, you see the owlbear continues to sort of ruminate through this horse, and every time you get a little bit closer, you can see its head sort of turns that head really quickly and kind of looks behind, and then it sees where you're at, and then it kind of turns back the other way.
So it's turning to look at us?
Yes, it knows you're there. But you see that it kind of looks and sees you, and then it kind of goes back to eating.
Am I close enough now to get a good look at it?
Yeah. Yep. You're about 35 feet away.
That is so cool. Look at that. It's a bear with an owl head. It's a bear owl.
Don't feed it.
It kind of stops and looks back at you guys and stares at you for about 10 or 15 seconds, and it goes back and starts rummaging through the horse again, and you see its beak crushes down on the skull of the horse.
That is so cool looking.
Do we see? I'm looking for any other tracks as I'm moving up to this building.
Yeah. So as you're kind of looking around, as you're looking down at the ground to see, you immediately see the owlbear quickly turns around, sees Chatter where he's at, and runs towards him. Need you all to roll for initiative.
I much prefer it when you give me that little thing to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have it. I keep forgetting.
It's
I will
okay.
get it. Nope, I'll get it for you. Thank you. I keep wanting to use it. I keep forgetting. I love it. I think it's great. All right. So, Chatter, you see this thing just sort of start barreling towards you as it's running towards you.
When it gets really close like that,
Yep.
I'm going to start running toward it, and I'm going to run between its legs, rolling, sliding, and poking it in the butt as I go past.
All right. Sounds good. So, Chatter, you didn't miss.
And then
You got lost in the feathers.
I move on to there.
All right.
Oops, all right. To there.
Got it.
And I'm done.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I forgot. I got a dash action. Nope. I'm good right there. I'll take... I'm done.
All right.
I'll go ahead and Hunter's mark them.
Okay. Sounds good.
And I'll go ahead and shoot.
Okay. That's a hit. Nice.
And I'll move over that way.
All right. F.
Ooh, I'll see. I'll vicious mockery. Gotta think of something crafty. Your mother's a feather duster.
It's pretty good.
That made me laugh.
Me too. It was pretty good. Nice.
Mike, if you actually make the DM laugh from your thing, you actually get advantage on it.
I know, right? Exactly.
All right, now I'll move over here.
That's a really good one. I'm stingy, though. Snortle.
Snortle moves right up on him.
Oh, nice. I like it.
Don't hit my friends.
That's a hit.
And then he'll kung fu chop him. Oh, you know what? Oh, that's right. I ain't got a stun yet. Yep. I'll do a flurry of blows.
Okay.
You're gonna pay for what you done.
Nice. Look at all these hits.
It
I'm
only
gonna
ate a
kick
horse.
your ass.
Mm-hmm. So after you do that, you see the owlbear sort of stands up on two legs and kind of stands up and towers over you and lets out this huge, god unawful screech. I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, this is more than your average owlbear. It's an owlbear matron. And I'm standing next to it. Okay. Wisdom
Yeah.
save?
Versus what kind of effect?
Con save.
Is it a
this
frighten effect?
This would be for incapacitation.
Yeah.
So would I
yeah,
get
it would
advantage
be.
on this?
Yep, you would.
Oh, where'd I roll, Greg?
Hef, you rolled a 15.
You rolled a big old 1.
All right. So, looks like everybody but Chatter and Hef are incapacitated. So at the end of your round, you get to
I
roll.
don't move there.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Oh. Well, that's in the Senate.
It takes a slash with its claw at you, Stony or Snortle,
Yeah.
and it hits.
Roll +8.
I think. So that immediately kind of wakes you up as he hits you.
Oh, so I'm no longer incapacitated?
Nope.
Shit!
And then he takes a bite. And he misses you. Stony, I need a con saving throw. All right, Stony. So you can roll saves in the out in the open if you want
Okay.
to. Stony, you're still incapacitated. Chatter.
Holy cow, did you hear that thing? That was impressive. I'm going to move up here behind it.
All right.
I'll take a stab at it.
Okay.
Hopefully this auto advantage works. And then I'm going to step over here next to the dead horse.
Okay.
I'm going to start poking it as a free action.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
Trying to get the thing's attention.
Okay.
I stand there incapacitated and will roll at the end of my round.
There you go. Nice. F.
I'll move to here. I'm gonna guiding bolt him.
Okay. It's a hit. Nice.
I should have did that at level 2. I don't know if that went up skills. Let me take a look. Maybe it's an extra 1d6. I'll just roll it.
Alrighty.
It's a warlock. That's a higher spell.
So 4 more.
Yeah. And then I'll run back here.
All right.
Next hit gets advantage.
I'm gonna get you. I needed it too.
Nice.
One big massive damage. You see swinging that thing, and he's like, "I'm gonna kick." Oh, I forgot to do something real quick.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry.
Me too. I forgot as well. Thanks.
So am I still angry?
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna kick your butt.
I notice he's not acting at all like Snortle normally does, but can't do a
right.
thing about it.
Right, exactly. Misses. That one hits.
Take that.
All right. Owlbear takes a swing. Hits with its claws. Takes a bite. Hits with its bite. And you see Snortle goes down.
Well, it's the perfect timing.
All right, Stony, I need a con save. There you go. Shake it off.
That's the end of my turn, though, right?
Yes, the end of your turn. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not going to make that move anymore.
Which one's that?
The one that has me going 25 feet to the south.
Oh, yeah, I figured.
I'm gonna bonus action dash to get up there.
All right.
Leave my friends alone.
It's a hit. Boxy.
Right. I will drop my longbow right where I'm at
All right.
and then swing at him with my sword.
Oh my gosh.
I am not having a good day.
Wow, 2 threes. Yeah. Oof. Rough.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. F.
Scooting around him.
Okay.
The bonus action, I'm going to use Healing Light.
All right. Wow. Big heal.
Don't want to overdo it.
Oh, you healed the. I'll fix it.
You don't want to
Over
overdo
1
it.
point. I'll move back around. I'm a Vicious Mockery him.
Okay.
Go with the Deliverance theme. So, if you were any more inbred, you'd be a sandwich.
I got where you're going, Stony. Oh.
Okay.
You're just going north of half, right?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right, Snortle. Laying backwards on your shell. Oh, he's he thought he was out for the long haul.
Oh yeah, he went to grab a margarita.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that's all right. There's no way he's
Maybe
going to
come
take it
back
down
now.
with his attack, so he can attack when he comes back. All right, Boxy, it's attacking you. Bites down with its beak.
No, he doesn't.
Hey, he's back.
Make a death save, or you already did?
Oh
it
no,
for me?
no, he healed you. He healed you. You're laying on your back of your shell.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you just have to get up and do what you got to do.
All right. I'll stand up,
All right.
and I go charging in there. I'm like, I'm gonna kick your ass. Hang on for a second. I might want to tactically maneuver myself around there.
All right. Sounds good.
Rats.
Give you that back, Stony.
I ain't going anywhere.
Well, I usually wouldn't stay there anyways, but now I am. Die, evil owlbear! Now flurry of blows again.
Alrighty. Boxy, if he kills him, that'll be 15. It'll be your 9 hit points back. 10 hit points. I don't think he will, but.
I might crit. Look at there! Look at there!
Nice. All right, maybe.
You're gonna pay for hitting on my friends.
Nice. All right. So I saw that. I think it took a bite at you, right, Boxy? I think
Yeah, I think so.
it did. Yeah. Well, here you go, Snortle. He claws back at Snortle. Oh, he misses. Oh, Tony.
Leave my friends alone.
I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna reckless attack him.
All right. Oof.
I didn't have.
It's a hit. Interesting.
I think with that extension, he would have probably gotten advantage from that position anyway, wouldn't he, with Snortle?
Yeah, it lists it as flanking. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I reckless attacked him.
It's for incapacitating you, right?
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
He
Yeah, there's
attacked Boxy. That's bad.
Yep, he did. You see the owlbear kind of collapses down and boom, kind of lands on the ground.
I poke it 3 or 4 more times.
There's another skin for you, Foxy.
All right, I'm gonna head back, pick up my longbow, and head back over this direction.
Alrighty.
Saw a bunch of footprints over this way. It looks like there was some kind of battle between some dwarves and orcs.
The box is you look a little bit closer. You see it appears to be, at least from looking at it, looks like one dwarf that you can see here, and it looks like 2 humans. And it looks like that maybe they had gotten off their horses here, and the battle had sort of occurred almost as if maybe they were ambushed from some of these houses. And then you see some orc trails coming out from the 2 houses coming towards them.
Do a cure light wounds on Snortle.
Okay. There's definitely blood on the ground here. And you see that there's what looks like something inside the building to the south of you. You see what looks like a body or something inside there.
All right, I'll go in and check it out.
Alrighty. So as you go in, you see there's an orc body that's sort of draped over, and there's it's kind of laying on something. It's sort of in a weird position, almost as if there's something underneath its belly it's laying on top of. And you see there's like a pool of blood laying all over the place, and you assume that he must have been felled from inside because you don't see any wounds on the outside of him.
Okay, can I push him over to see what he's laying on?
Yeah, so as you roll him over, you see there's a dwarf underneath him who also has a large gash across his chest. It's kind of opened up, right? And you see that in his hand he had what appears to be a battle axe, and it looks like the battle axe went between him and the orc itself. So half of it was stuck in the orc and half was stuck in him. And I need a intelligence check from both of you. Chatter, as you look inside, you see that there's definitely, looks like this is used as an ambush. You see there's like chests and stuff pushed up against the windows to make it look like that like they can see out but you can't see in. So yeah.
Come in and look around. Anything glowing?
No, nothing glowing.
Does this axe look like one that we found in that the place we just came from?
It doesn't. This looks like a standard axe. I mean, it's fairly good quality, but doesn't have the branding of it at all.
That dwarf looks like the smith from Coughlin's Crossing. Do you remember him?
No.
He's kind of a friendly guy.
I think, Stoney, the only other person that's been from town there, you and Snortle were the only ones there for about 6 months before the rest of this group kind of combined.
Okay.
So Boxy wasn't in town. I don't know if that first day, if she had gone and seen anybody, her intelligence check, she doesn't remember it anyways. But yeah, I think it was just you and Snortle. The rest of the group had sort of left, and you guys stuck around for about 6 months. So you get to know people pretty well in town. It's definitely him.
Oh, I don't want to leave him here, so I think what I want to do is take something so that I can take something that proves it was him back to Coughlin's Crossing and then bury him here.
Yeah, you've known you've obviously talked with Moreland quite a bit in town, and he knows you pretty well, and you do know that he has he always carries one of his ironworking tongs. It's kind of something given down by his grandfather, and sure enough, you do find that kind of tucked in sort of the trousers on the side is sort of tied in there. You find his the tongs that are there, the metalworking tongs from his grandfather.
Okay, I'll take those back with me and then I'll dig a hole for him.
Gotcha. Stoney, you remember that he was an adventurer, but he's been retired about 30 years. And you do see that he did have his armor on, his ceremonial armor or his family armor that he was wearing. And you do see, too, that he sort of had that his beard was braided, as you can recognize that's sort of that combat braid that they have where it's on two sides, kind of brings it together so it doesn't fly into their face when they're fighting. So it definitely looks like this was not going out looking for something. This was a mission of some sort.
I'll look and see if he's got any papers indicating what he was doing.
Yeah. So you kind of ruffle through and try to see. It looks like they had. He has kind of a coin pouch that's there. You do see in his rucksack he has some rations that are there as well, but you don't see anything that's like papers or a writ or anything like that with him. But you see he's got like his bedroll and other things are here too.
I wonder if he was out here hunting orcs too, like we are.
Yeah, but he was kind of retired. I don't think he was going to take on that kind of work anymore. But it's always possible.
Better as you search that
I'll
other
go tell
building.
Snortle what I found just so that he knows.
Okay, sounds good.
In case he was friendly with him too.
Sure.
What happened?
Well, it looks like him and an orc got into it in there, and they both lost.
Well, that's a shame.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm done.
F and Boxy, as you search through that house, you see the same thing that I had told about Chatter is kind of set up for an ambush that you see in there. Nothing of real importance or value. You do see that there's a ladder that goes up to the second story, and as you go up to the second story, you see there's a great vantage point to sort of rain down arrows on somebody passing by in between the two houses that are there. And then, Chatter, as you're in that building over there, you do see what looks like some blood trails of maybe some bodies that were sort of dragged into this house. You can see them kind of from the big blood splatter that's in the center of the road, and it kind of drags into the house there. And you see there's some large pools of blood that were here. but you notice that it appears that these bodies that were dragged here, either somebody picked them up and carried them out, or they got up on their own or something, because you don't see a body here and you don't see them dragged anywhere else.
Anything in this building?
Yeah, so as you finally look in that building there as well, you see that this also was set up for ambushes, but you see the sort of the telltale signs of, you know, the hides and the bones of creatures or something, some small game, and they're stacked almost in a pyramid formation inside the room, kind of like stacked up like cords of lumber, right, into sort of a triangular shape. All the femur bones of these animals are stacked like that. Can I have a investigation? Nah, actually, we'll do nature again. Can I have a nature roll?
All right.
So you kind of examine that, and as you do, you recognize that this is kind of a classic sort of game that orcs will play with food as they get it. But you know that this usually is about a group of 8 to 10 orcs that play this game. They find no honor in having less than that.
How many orc bodies we find?
You see 3.
And just the one
Just the dwarf. Yep. And then you see the dead horse that's here, and then you do see what looks like horse tracks going off to the south west. And as you look, you do see splatters of blood kind of following that path.
Probably missing 5 or more orcs. Is this horse still warm, or is it like dead?
The horse is dead, however. It's not decomposed to the point where there's flies and stuff. If you want to do a medicine check, you can tell exactly how long it's been dead.
We're almost 1 day late. About 20 hours.
Well, let's follow the trail.
Sounds good.
Anybody else want to look at anything while we're here? Or take anything while we're here? All right. So
I'll take a feather off the feather bear. Owlbear.
Okay, owlbear. All right, gotcha. So you go back and take off one of the feathers. It's a kind of a nice gray feather, fairly good size, but you're able to pluck one off.
Here, Boxy, for your collection.
I'm afraid if you put it on my pack, I might fall over.
I'll carry it for you.
I love it. The feather that broke her back. All right. So as you continue up the trail, you kind of wind again through the hills, and you see that the trail actually is winding you back up into the mountains on the southern side of the Wyrmpeak Mountains. They're not as high as obviously the peaks that are farther off to the northwest, but they're still kind of moving up in that direction, not up toward the snow caps or anything. As you continue, you travel for another couple hours, and as you get up there, you find another horse sort of dead on the side of the road. This horse, though, has been hacked with what looks like some sort of blade or axes or something like that. And it looks like they really hacked it at sort of the meaty parts of it, right? They didn't really invade the abdominal cavity or the head at all. It was all sort of the kind of the rump and everywhere else. And it looks like he's been cleaned pretty well of all the meat that's on it.
Is this known behavior for the orcs?
So, you know that orcs will typically not use horses necessarily, but it's not uncommon for them to use them if they're available to carry things. That being said, it wouldn't bother them to slaughter a horse to eat if they were hungry or whatnot. And so it's unusual, but it's not something that's out of the like completely realm of an orc doing. Others could do it too, though, right? I mean, there's lots of creatures, humanoids and whatnot, that would do that as well.
Do you recognize any tracks around it, Boxy?
Yeah, I'll take a look and see.
Yeah, so Boxy, as you look, you do see that we do have orc tracks now, and you are able to follow it. And you see there's about 6 footprints that appear to be orcs moving through here, and they're moving at a walking pace that you see. You also see that there's another horse that continues on past this horse. This horse definitely came from the camp there, and you do see what looks like kind of blood splatters that are around the area of the horse, but it seems more distant from where the horse was actually slaughtered. So you're not sure where that blood came from. But once the horse tracks and the orc tracks continue again off to the north or the westist region, you see that those splatters sort of disappear and you don't see them anymore. Time wise, we're about 2-3ish in the afternoon.
Want to keep following them? Think we can stay on the trail?
Boxy can track anything.
Do we need to take a short rest? Snortle's looking pretty rough over there.
No, we can.
I'm
okay. I'm out of spells.
Before we do
I'll
a short
scout
rest,
around while we're resting.
Throw a couple of healing dice to a healing surge.
All right, sounds good.
I'm going to scout around while we're sitting here resting.
Okay, all right, sounds great. Unless otherwise, I assume you're resting on the trail.
Of course.
Of course. All right. So, Chatter, how far away do you scout around?
Oh, anywhere from 10 to 50 feet.
Okay, all right, so you're fairly close then. So as you all kind of sit down and sort of take a rest, and you're able to get through the hour without any issues. That mist continues to kind of come down the hill, almost as if a cloud, maybe it's a cloud actually, that's kind of coming down. It's hard for you all to tell. It does make the vision kind of wax and wane, or the distance you can see from anywhere between 5 feet to 100 feet differences there. Boxy, as you're kind of sitting there, you are able to recognize that the blood that's there on the ground, those splatters, is definitely different than the horse, and it does appear that it was whatever that came from was thrown on top of a horse, because you can see it sort of following the horse prints. Every time the horse would step, some blood would drip off of it, and so you can see it following. So it looks like the horse is carrying whatever's bleeding.
Okay, I'll point that out to Stony so he can help me track it if we need.
Okay, all right, I gotcha. And let me give that.
Are we getting any closer, or are we still, like, did the tracks start looking fresher, or is this 20 hours behind?
That's a great question. So you've had an hour to really examine them. It does look like you are doing some catch up. It definitely looks like they probably waited here. As you look around, you can see there's a lot of orc tracks kind of moving around this area that are here. So you do figure you're anywhere between 12 to 16 hours behind them at this point. I think I did this. No, I didn't. Okay. So there's the short rest for it. And then why don't we take a short rest of a couple minutes, and I'll see you all when you come back. All right, so you guys have had your short rest. You've examined the tracks and the horse and the blood splatters, and Chatter's looked around about 50 feet around the area. And it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon now.
Do you guys want me back out on point?
Well, we may need the trackers out there.
Stony, you said they're about 16 hours ahead of us?
Yep. We need to make up some time.
Yeah, let Stony and I be out front.
Okay, I'll bring up the rear.
I'll give Boxy and Stony a guidance on tracking.
Okay.
Make sure you look for overturned stones, dark spots.
All right. So as you all continue up, Stony and Boxy, you both kind of communicate between each other and are able to follow the trail. You get to a point, however, where the trail or the path that you're following splits off into 3 different directions, sort of in a fork, kind of a configuration that you see there. And you see the tracks kind of go in all different directions. I'll need each of you to make a survival roll. Perfect. All right. Well, Stony, you're able to find those horse tracks amongst all the other tracks that are there, and are able to follow the correct path if that's the way you want to head. And
Yes.
it does. Okay, it does continue to head up the mountain. So you guys are clearly heading up this mountain and kind of going over the hills and whatnot. It's about 7ish at night now. You're getting to the point where probably would be at a point where you would probably need to camp. Do you continue to press on despite that time, or do you try to look around and find a camp?
Let's go a little farther.
Okay. Alrighty, gotcha. If we get into something that does put, how much farther are you thinking, like an hour or 2 hours, something like that?
Yeah, let's go another 2 hours.
Okay, gotcha. So it does put you into just one level of exhaustion, which is just disadvantage on checks. And you guys continue along the path. As you do, you see the sun is setting, and with that mist, that cloud that's coming through, it does make it kind of this ominous, spooky kind of look to it, right? You can see shadows. It looks like something's there, but it's not. And it seems to get dark fairly quickly. After you travel for a couple hours, you see the trail. You're able to follow. It's a little more difficult. And then you see you've kind of gone over a hill and you start to head down into a valley. And as you look overhead, it's completely covered in fog all the way across the entire valley.
We'll camp up here.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. I'll have you make a survival roll for that. If you want somebody to help you, you can.
I'll help him.
Okay. All right. So it would be at advantage. All right. So there's not a whole lot up here.
That didn't go with advantage. Oh, it did.
You have exhaustion.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So you kind of look out and you try to find a spot. There's not really a great spot, but you pick the best one you can find.
This will do.
All right. So
we'll set up for a long rest, I guess.
Okay. Does anybody want to do anything before the long rest?
Anybody hurt? No.
Snortle's running a little low. He cuts another foot off his rope.
Are you smoking your hemp rope?
Maybe.
You're smoking it a foot at the time.
That's funny. All right. So, Chatter and Oxy, you're on first watch. On first watch, it's very almost claustrophobic feeling because you're kind of up on this ridge, not completely on the ridge, but sort of on just below the edge of it. There's not a lot of cover like the rocks you had before. There's a couple bushes and whatnot, but you really feel quite exposed, and that fog just sort of comes in really, really close to you guys. And either of you have night vision, right? So it's scary, disturbing.
We have a campfire going, right?
No.
No.
I'm going to pull out my candle and start to light it.
Okay. So you light your candle, and as you do, the light goes out just past your face. You can barely see kind of the shadow of Boxy sitting just a few feet away from you, and the remaining area is pitch black, and you can see the mist of this misty thing just kind of floats through your light as you can see kind of the water droplets going by.
I'm still telling my story and animatedly thrusting with my weapon. So I'm poking into the cloud or into the fog and in the other direction and everything else.
Okay, sounds good. You continue through your watch, and watch ends without anything occurring despite your candle being lit. You wake up Hef, I assume, and Hef is up next.
I'll hand him my candle. Here you go.
I'll blow it out. I'm good.
All right, gotcha. So you kind of hand it back to Chatter, I assume.
Yeah, I'll hand it back.
All right. So Hef, as you continue to sit through the night, kind of on your watch and whatnot. It's kind of got that cold dew that's on you. You kind of pull the hood up right over you a little bit, and you hear sounds off in the distance. You can't tell if it's bouncing off the hills, but you hear the sounds of like laughing at times, and some sort of gibberish that you don't really understand. And then occasionally there'll be like something that'll howl out that kind of pierces the noise. But other than that, you're able to get through your watch without any issues. And Snortle would be next, I think.
I'm going to see if I can tell where it came from.
Okay, sounds good. It'd be a perception, I think, is what it would be. Yeah, so it's hard to tell. It seems to bounce off the rocks. At one moment you think it's, off to the left of you, and the next time it sounds like it's behind you. It's just too hard to discern.
All right. I'll wake up Snortle.
Alrighty.
Yes.
Hey, I heard some laughter and stuff. I couldn't tell where it was coming from. It's your watch.
Okay.
So Snortle, you sit there in the pitch black.
Yep, he does. And he doesn't ask any more questions. He just says, okay.
All right, sounds good. So as you're there, you kind of hear some of the same noises intermittently, and what sounds like again some chatter of some sort of language and whatnot, and it sort of dies off throughout your watch, and you don't really hear it again anymore. And occasionally you hear what sounds like some rocks moving and whatnot that sort of startle you, but again, you're able to get through your watch without any difficulty. Stony, as you get up and get ready for your watch, you see that at least through the pre-dawn hours, it's pretty dark and you can't really see anything. But as the time when you would expect the sun to come out, you start to feel that that mist gets really heavy, and you start to feel rain, and the slow rain starts to kind of pour down on you. Not a monsoon or anything, but enough to kind of get you wet, kind of down to the bones, and kind of that cool wind blowing through, and it's cold and a pretty miserable watch as you watch everybody else trying to keep dry. You're able to get through your watch without any difficulty too. And I'll take off. Yeah, I took it off.
So I'll wake everybody up and say we should get going again.
All right, then.
I'll tell an inspiring story about how Snort will protect us all from the bear by playing possum. There we go. All right.
So whereabouts are we now?
So you are right about there.
Did we make any time on him? Did we catch him yet?
Well, we're still behind them. I don't know if we're catching up or not.
So you guys continued on the trail. Now, this is pretty heavy fog, so it's pretty heavily obscured. You can only see about 5 or 10 feet in front of you. You can see the path. You guys are able to see the footsteps in the path. However, now with the rain that's coming down, it seems to be making those tracks even harder to sort of discern. But they're definitely the tracks you were following before. And as you continue along, about 3 or 4 hours goes by, and you find that you've kind of going down into the valley, right? And there you see that there's a path that kind of goes off to the left, and you do see some foot traffic that's sort of traveled on that path, but you're unable to discern now. Did the horse go that way or not? It's hard to tell because it's become quite muddy at this point, and so it's pretty difficult to see. You have a path going straight and a path off to the left.
Take the left path.
Okay.
They kind of turn off to the left.
Yep.
All right. So as you continue to travel down that path, you see that this path has had quite a bit more foot traffic than that other path that you were following, it appears. And as you kind of continue down, it sort of continues, and you kind of the mist sort of clears a little bit, and you can see a little bit of a head, and you can see you're kind of going along the rim of this valley down this mountainside, and you do see up ahead, probably about 400 or 500 feet, occasionally what looks like a not mist necessarily, but more of like a plume of smoke that kind of comes up, and it seems to be on the direction of this path.
I think we should try to get a lot more sneaky than we have been till now.
That's an excellent idea. I think we should too.
Put Chatter in front.
I'll move up in front.
All right.
If that's what we need to do, okay.
I know it's been all day, but I finally got it. And Stony didn't even get a chance to use it. Sorry, Stony.
To use what?
Oh, I did the roll for initiative thing.
Oh, why didn't I get to use it?
Because you already rolled. Because you were good and rolled early. I'll get you next time.
I rolled stealth.
That's what I wanted, was stealth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So,
Greg, I tried to make that roll at disadvantage, but it wouldn't allow me to.
Yeah, it won't let you.
Because I'm again telling a story as I'm out in front.
Gotcha. So yeah, unless I ask you to do it on that, you have to You have to do what it tells you. So, so we'll get Snortles when he comes back. So, you do as you all start to move through, and actually you're all pretty stealthy. You start to hear what sounds like conversation up ahead. Something of talk, and you can kind of hear these low voices sort of talking, not really low actually, uh, kind of booming through, and you start to move down the path, and you start to see that there's grass now, and there's some trees and whatnot. Well, it's almost like a little oasis within the rocky area.
I'm going to tell Chatter to shut up.
Alrighty. And just as that happens, you kind of hear Snortle behind you, and his shell is sort of all the coins that are inside there. It's jingling like, if you shake a piggy bank and it's got coins in there, that's kind of what it sounds like.
You got a piggy bank with us, eh?
Yeah, yeah, literally. So as the trail kind of continues off to the north, you see these sort of random footpaths that kind of wind through the trees to the north, in the grassy area, and you can kind of see they're kind of trampled down here, and you see they kind of move through, and you kind of hear that sound over there as well.
Do I recognize the sound, or is it just,
Yeah.
noise?
Nope, it definitely sounds similar to the voice sounds that you heard when you were at the Dwarven Keep. That kind of deep, rumbly sort of voice. You can't make out the words, but it definitely has that sort of sound. Sounds like orcs.
Hey, Stunning, can you understand them?
How much of it can I hear? Am I picking up any words?
Stony. So you're not able to pick up any words at all, but if you want to listen pretty closely with to try to catch some of them, you can, which would be one of these things right here. There's Stony. Yeah, so you are able to hear some words from the distance that you're at.
It is Orcish.
Let's sneak up on him and get him.
So as Stoney's kind of standing there listening, you can hear kind of this talk back and forth, and
Something about Warlord Thrall met with the forces in the north, and some guy their leader flew in on a dragon, and they have the favor of Gruumsh. They found the hammer of Gruumsh and delivered it to the warlord.
So, Stony, you probably already know this, but if you don't, because of your heritage, you would. Gruumsh is the Orcish lord, right? So it's the father of orcs. Okay, good. I just want to make sure you're aware.
I have had one drink too many because I sure type cringe.
I love it. Stony, as you look around, you don't see Chatter anywhere.
Where's your friend, Boxy?
He's hiding.
Okay, that's good.
He's sneaking up on them, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's bad. I'm going to tell everybody to get ready for action. I'll try and remember all that information you told me. I have to take notes.
I know, right? That's the tricky part, and it'll take me forever to get the video up. So, as you're kind of there, you do hear kind of some more discussion, Stony, as you're kind of waiting along, and you guys are kind of looking around, and you don't see Chatter anywhere.
Maybe we should move in.
So we can just hear them. We can't see where they're at this point, right?
No, it's kind of through the woods. So, and it's kind of still misty, cloudy. It's, probably can see maybe 30 feet in front of you or so. You guys are going to move it forward?
Yeah, start moving forward towards the noise.
Okay. Alrighty, sounds good. Gonna move stealthy, I assume?
Yep.
Alrighty. Okay.
As
So
soon as we get to the point where we can see them,
yeah,
please let me know.
I absolutely will. All right, so you slowly start moving through the trees and kind of moving forward, moving stealthy. What's the line? The lineup's the normal lineup, I take it. I have Stony and Boxy in the front with Half and Snortle in the bringing up the back.
Yeah.
All right. So you kind of continue through, and you can still hear the orcs kind of talking, and Stony, you can hear them kind of discussing the things that they had said and talked about, and yeah, and
Aha! I've captured you!
you hear him yell out, and you hear the sort of surprise, right, that's out there. All right.
And I'm going to try and move about 35 feet back.
All right. What you hear? I'll have you all roll for initiative.
Is there a map up?
Not yet.
Okay.
So, Greg, we didn't
Yeah.
see anything. We just heard him, right?
Yep, exactly. And then you can hear yelling, right? The camp now, there's a lot of yelling and whatnot. Oh,
See what happens when you don't put that thing
I
up?
know, Stony. I'm so sorry. Here, this is for Stony. It's my bad. I'll let you reroll. All right. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's better.
Much better.
Yeah, a lot better, right? A lot better. All right.
That rolls 3 times as good.
Right. Okay. So Chatter, you are up, and I will share the map.
Actually, I'm going to move to there.
Okay.
Can somebody verify for me the rules that if I attack before they actually get a chance to act, that it still counts as an advantage attack roll?
I think
No.
it's only assassinate, I think, that gives you that.
But I do think you get to use your sneak attack, though.
That's because he's a swashbuckler.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you surprise him, it'd be different.
I did surprise him.
Before.
But it's still, actually, it's a surprise round, so.
Well, he had done the surprise round earlier, actually.
Yeah.
He stabbed him.
No love.
Sorry, I had to zoom in to see who I was attacking.
Yeah, no worries. Number 9.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
15.
attacking the one beside it, 15.
Okay, gotcha.
I missed.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I can run. One of them will get an attack of opportunity on me.
I think it's
I
9,
had
right?
20 feet of movement left.
Okay.
So number 9 gets an attack on me.
Yeah. He misses.
Oh, and when I attacked, I said, "Aha! Got you again."
Sounds good. All right. Okay, so Orgel, you can't really see what he does. All right. You hear the sound of metal on metal.
When I hear that, I'm going to say, "You guys are being too noisy over there. Everyone can tell where you're at."
All right, Hef.
I'll move up behind this tree.
All righty. So Hef, you can see 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You can see number 20. And as you stepped in, he'll use his ready to action, but you can do your spell. He throws a javelin at you and misses. Actually, I did the wrong one, but that's okay.
I got the diameter on that right, don't I?
10 feet? Yes,
Yeah.
that's correct.
All right. I'll just go like that. Maybe I'll get somebody else.
Okay.
So, I'm going to do Shatter.
All right.
Gonna get loud. I forgot to target him. Whoops. It's my first time, guys.
You're funny. You're funny. All right. So 2 of them failed, 1 succeeded. And you can only, so the only distance you guys can see is 30 feet in front of you, just so you're aware. Wow, nice. So it booms across the valley, and you hear it echo for a long time.
All right, and that's my turn.
It's just thunder.
Just thunder, right? That's plausible.
I am going to charge into the bushes there and try to hide behind a tree.
Jingle, 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 jingle.
Right. Full piggy bank. Not bad. Not bad.
And
All
that's
right.
it.
Okay. So as you're hiding there, you see an orc runs from the north between the 2 tents. He runs up to this one and he speaks in Orcish. Stony, you can clearly hear. He says, "Which way are they?" And he points in the directions toward Hef. And Stony, you're going to get an attack if you want, actually, because he's going to come by him. He bonus actions.
My name's not Stony.
That's
Snortle.
Snortle.
Sorry. The end. I'm sorry. I apologize. Snortle. Apologies.
Would I get advantage on that attack?
Oh, because of your stealth?
Yeah, I don't know if he saw me or not. I'm hiding.
Sure.
Now, do I take the attack or not? Yeah, I'll take it.
Better. No heals for you.
That's a hit.
I rolled like shit, though.
Yeah. Oh, well, you got him. And so Hef, he runs up to you with the great axe out.
Come in peace.
Yep. Pieces. Snortle, you hear this loud pig, but it's much louder than you expect. You hear kind of metal like clang open, and you hear this the ground sort of shakes as you're as something is literally running. And you see coming out of the camp this huge green colored boar. It's got like green colored skin, and the hair is kind of all green and twisty and twirly and whatnot. And you hear the orc next to him goes, "Go get him, Trog!" And
I guess I'm in his path.
You kind of are. You see him sort of stop, and he sort of sniffs the air and whatnot, and he immediately starts to run this way.
Well, Snortle has a certain aroma about him.
And he sort of stops right there. And you see an orc come out of a tent. Boxy.
Can I see the orc by Hef?
You can, yep.
All right, I will stay right there, cast Hunter's Mark on him,
Uh-huh.
and shoot at him.
Alrighty. Nice. You see he goes down as an arrow's in his throat, Hef.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There's more.
I don't see. Oh, okay.
Stony. So, Stony, you can hear multiple orcs coming from different directions. You guess there's there's anywhere between 5 to 8 orcs in the camp. And then you hear that large green creature. You're not sure exactly where some of them are, but you can hear them.
I will just head to there, and if anybody comes in range, I'll take a swing.
All right. Ready in action. Sounds good. You see an orc.
Turn.
Yeah, you see an orc come out of another tent on the far side. And he uses his bonus action to aggressive towards Snortle. You were gonna.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't mess with me.
He doesn't mess with you?
No.
He swings. It misses.
Snortle's hiding. He's still got a bush in front of his face.
But he attacked, remember?
Well, I know that, but he just swung his sword a little bit, trying to nick him in the leg as he ran by.
I gotcha. This orc one uses his aggressive. Okay, great. Thank you. And he runs up to you, Stony. You have a ready to action, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's would be a hit. And he goes down as you hit him as he runs up next to you.
Wow.
Nice
that
job.
was easy.
Shatter.
I saw the big green boar come out of their camp, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to move up next to it. I'm going to try and stab it in the butt flank.
Alrighty.
I've never seen a green boar before.
Nope. That's a hit.
That did not roll my sneak attack damage.
I think it's because you weren't right next to it.
Oh.
Because you attacked before I moved you.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Just roll the
I'll
2d6.
just roll 2d6.
Yep. All right, I got it.
And then I'm going to bonus action disengage
Okay.
and move over here next to a tree trunk.
Alrighty. So he uses his aggressive running to there. And he attacks recklessly.
Yeah, but did he rage first?
He did. Let's see. What was it? Grand attack advantage, I think. I think that's it, right? Or is it advantage attack? I can't remember.
Yeah, he gets an advantage on attack, and then the first attack against him should be at advantage.
Alright.
The same barbarian reckless.
Orc moves behind Stony. Misses. F.
Gonna Sacred Flame this guy.
Okay. Nice.
I'm gonna move behind Stony, keep an eye on this green dude.
Okay. Snortle.
What is Snortle gonna do? Snortle moves there.
Alright.
Goes to stab old boy in the back.
Alrighty.
Leave my Stony alone.
Hit.
And then I'm gonna punch this other dude in the face. Get off of me!
Alright. Oh.
Okay. Because Snortle can continue to move.
Alright. The boar sees Hef and charges.
Damn you, boar.
It
But
hits.
just hope he doesn't bore you to death.
I need a strength saving throw.
It's my best one.
Oh,
Look
nice
at that.
roll. Nice roll.
Told you. Use my tail to help prop me up. Tripod.
Yeah, right. So he kind of roars at you as he kind of comes up, and he just has a terrible smell, a fetid type of smell to him. (26) aggressively runs towards Stony. Misses.
How is that flanking for him?
It shouldn't be. It's probably counting that large one, but it shouldn't be. I'll look at it again in a minute. He missed anyways, but yeah, that's a good point. What did he drop first? He dropped the 1. Actually, it should be a fumble. Hang on. Thanks for catching that. I was wondering the same thing when it went.
Like I said, that flanking thing has a little bit of an oddity to it.
Didn't matter. And then, let's see. Yeah, this one's going to come to you, Boxy. Oh, that's my fault. Let me re-roll. It rolled advantage. Did it say flanking on it when it rolled? Yeah, it did.
Nope.
Okay. I had the advantage clicked on accident. Okay, it still hit you. Boxy.
I wanted to hit that big green boar, but I will turn. I'll drop my bow and swing at him. Actually, I will move my hunter's mark to him,
Okay.
and then I'll drop my longbow, pull out my short sword, and swing at him.
Okay.
And swing at him being the operative word.
He's got you sort of startled as he runs up to you.
It's this pack. I'm a little overburdened here.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. All right, Stony. Got him right where you want him, Stony.
I am gonna rage.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna dodge.
You're gonna dodge, you said?
Yes. I figure I'm gonna get attacked, so the rage should stay on.
Stony, you get an attack of opportunity on 21. If you want it. Nice. Foxy uses his great axe on you. Whoops, let me roll 2 attack rolls. Sorry about that. Supposed to be damage. Stop drinking. All right. Chatter.
That green thing is healing. I watched the wounds close up. I'll move to there,
Okay.
and I will attack the one in between Stony and I.
Alrighty.
That is 26.
Yes, 26. The hit.
And I guess I'm good where I'm at there.
Okay. Orgo moves away. He attacks.
Would you re-roll one of those dice, please?
21.
I didn't like that roll either.
All right. Yes. All right, half.
All right, I'm under attack by a kissy monster. Let's
Yes.
see. This is a great A mess. See here.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna attack this guy, Sacred Flame him.
All right. He succeeds.
Son of a bitch. I'm gonna do 2 healing lights on myself.
Okay.
I'll move to there.
All right. Snorkel.
Wait, what am I doing? I'm not moving today.
All right, where are you moving?
I'm staying where I'm at. That was dumb.
Started to move and looked and went, whoops, maybe not. He's going to be dead here in a minute anyways, probably. But there he is, dead.
Why have I got advantage on him? Did he get knocked down or something?
No, it's because we're adjacent to it on either side.
Yeah, that's not
Flanking
working.
adjacent. That's interesting.
I didn't.
So-
Wait. Oh, that's my fault. Yeah, you're good. I'll fix it. I forgot. There's an option in here. I can fix it. I believe.
I think that's what it was earlier then.
Yep.
You can leave that turned on for the players.
Well, damn it. That's a crit.
Nice. Good job. We'll try it and see if that works. Good job.
And I'll move over behind this orc number 8.
Okay. Chad, are you getting an attack of opportunity on the boar?
I will take it.
Alrighty. It's a hit.
I'm going to tell the large boar I only look like an orc.
All right. F, you get an attack too.
I don't have a weapon out, so.
Oh, all right. And then he runs right towards Boxy.
I somehow knew that was coming.
No! Slow motion yell from Chatter.
So I'm going to see if this works. I'll have to mess around with the flanking. I forgot there's options, so I'll have to figure that out. It seemed to work. That's a hit. And you see Boxy gets gored by one of the tusks and sort of gets body thrown back down on the ground.
I'm yelling.
Shouldn't have given away all my daggers.
Snortle, you can do an attack of opportunity if you want, an 8. Okay. Battery attacks you. A hit. Boxy. Nice. Stony.
Nothing attacked you, did they, Stony?
No, they didn't.
No.
You want to re-rage?
Yeah, I got to re-rage.
All right. If you just want to click it off, that's fine. That's a hit. Nice.
Orgle.
I've gone berserk, so I'm attacking Orgle.
Okay. The hit. All right.
And then I'm charging over to stand over top of Boxy. Well, sort of over top of Boxy. I can't
Okay.
shrink my token down.
I got you.
Defending her against the boar.
Alrighty.
All right.
I really wanted to take Orgel alive, but oh well.
I'll healing light Boxy.
All right.
I'll come around here. And I will
Sorry, I apologize. I got it.
vicious mockery this
All right.
monster. Your mother was my breakfast.
Aw.
It worked. Snortle.
Sort of moves there.
Alrighty.
Leave my friends alone. Where's Stony?
Over here.
Miles. This is
Nice.
flurry of blows.
Alrighty. Up to 1. Nice hit.
And Snortle does his run away. But you know what? He hasn't taken any damage, so he can still do his tactic.
Yep. All right, you guys see some of the wounds close up on this boar? Yeah, all 3 of you are going to get an attack of opportunity.
I don't have a weapon.
All
Can I
right.
hit him with my fist?
Yeah, you can do an unarmed
If you
strike.
have Warcaster,
Can't you do an unarmed strike?
I don't have anything in one hand.
No, it requires a melee weapon unless you have something special.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought you could punch. Okay, sorry, buddy.
Okay.
Boxy, you are prone, but you do have the opportunity to take an attack if you want of opportunity.
I'm just laying here.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
I just
so
got gored.
Is he moving beyond that spot, Greg?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I just needed him to get there before I attack. Can you back him up, please? If I'd attacked before you moved, I would have got advantage.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, I lied. He doesn't go there. It would be 1, 2. Let me see. I got to make sure I got to get in the right spot. Sorry, buddy. I don't know. Anyways, he would end up over here someplace. It's got to be up to there. There we go. I forgot it had to be a straight line. He has a diss on his attack, though, so hopefully that'll help. Oh, he fumbled. Interesting.
Didn't roll a crit on a crit fumble, though, did it?
Nope. He falls prone.
I will stand up,
Alrighty.
pick up my sword, walk those few feet over there, and try to stab it.
Alright.
But first, we'll bonus action, put my hunter's mark on him. I think I have to recast that. I lost it earlier.
Alright. That's a hit.
Well, he's not dead yet. Please finish him off, Stony.
Yeah, I'm not the finish off kind of guy.
Nice, that's a hit. Ooh, max damage.
Since he's prone, I'm going to run over here, run right over the top of him,
Okay.
right down. Since he charged at Stony, his head's on that side. So as I run down his head, I'm going to poke him in the eye.
All right. Nice. And so you stick it in, and it goes a little bit farther than the eye.
Never make the halfling go berserk.
Well, I guess we got all the intel we're going to get out of this bunch.
If this thing looks like it's starting to heal some more, I'm going to poke it again.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to poke it a couple of extra times to make sure it's dead.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Alrighty.
put a fire under it and look for an apple tree. Great bonfire.
Fair enough. All right. So Hef, you would damage it. So go ahead and damage it.
Stony, do you want to interrogate some of these guys? You can give them a good berry and see, you know.
Yeah, bring Orgo back. We should probably question him about some stuff. You guys can tell me what to ask him.
My turn?
Yep, it is. If you want to stab at the dead boar.
Of course he will.
Alrighty.
We want to put him on a spit, don't we?
Actually, if you hit him twice, it'll probably be all right. That's one. Go ahead and hit him one more time. Oh,
Then I kick him
he's dead now.
right in the
Nice.
junk.
Nice.
Leave Stoney alone.
Okay. All right. He's dead. Dead.
I'm okay, Snort. Really.
So you bring Urgle back to life?
Yeah.
Orgle, I mean.
Well, you know, you're like Stoney's only a real friend. You went with him. You've been through anything thick and thin.
That's true, actually, right? It's very, very true.
Plus, hey, you're his best customer.
The name does fit. All right. So you bring Orgle back, give him a good berry and bring him back. And that's Orgle, actually. And so he kind of looks up at you and he immediately starts to sort of, get up like he's going to fight. And then he kind of sees he's really surrounded and he looks to you and he says, "What do you want, you heathen? You half-breed, ugly, ugh."
I'm gonna intimidate him.
All right.
Put my foot on his head and start pushing him towards the fire.
All right. He kind of looks at you and he goes, "Hey, don't. Hey,
Tell me what you're doing here."
we're it's a camp, can't you tell? We're looking for intruders like you."
Where are you getting these dwarven weapons?
That stupid Ulf was supposed to bring them, but he didn't. Idiot. We want more of them. We're gonna go take care of him eventually.
What oath?
Ulf, the orc that was supposed to get us weapons.
Where was he?
Somewhere to the north. Some building. It's a dwarvish building.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming.
Yeah, he's impotent.
Dwarven cave, maybe?
I don't know.
You dealing with those dark-skinned dwarves? Forget the name of them.
I don't know any dark-skinned dwarfs.
Drugar?
Any dwarf is a dead dwarf to me. Oh, you killed my pet.
Yeah, how'd you get that thing? What were you feeding that thing?
It's my secret. Have you ever seen a troll mate with a boar? Oh, man, it's beautiful.
That is awesome, says the tent.
Where'd your warlord go on his dragon?
Not my warlord. Warlord Thrall is my warlord.
Where'd the guy on the dragon go?
Don't know, don't care. Said he was sending some people back or something.
What's Zul'Jaric?
Something you never want to see. Bring down Orc's rain on something as nasty as you. He spits at you, Stony.
Do you have more good berries, Boxy?
Yeah, I've got a few.
I kick his head into the fire.
He cries out and screams and immediately goes unconscious.
All right,
Wait, did we just cross that non-neutral line now?
I'm a tiefling. There's nothing neutral about a tiefling.
Pull his head back out. It's all like
put a good berry back in there.
Snortle looks at you like, nope.
He kind of, as he wakes up, he screams again. Ah, I'm on fire. Ah. He looks at you and he says, why do you do that?
You gotta tell us the honest answers. When's he coming back?
You have no honor, no wonder you walk with this one. When's who coming back?
You talking to me?
Yeah, you. Half-breed.
Have you heard anything out of
From
have
the
you
west,
heard of an
aren't you?
Arid?
Huh?
Arid. Have you heard of an
Arid?
Arid? With a portal around here?
What? Portal? Hell, what the
Nothing?
hell's a portal?
Anybody else need anything out of him?
It's like, you better run
Can-
home. Run home
What?
east. Tell
Tell
him.
me everything you know about Zul'Jaric. And we won't kick you back into the fire.
Sure. We're rebuilding it. It's a beautiful place. Don't worry, there's enough orcs there for you. You may even find your mommy there. Just follow the path. You'll get to it.
There's a better chance I might find my father.
That makes sense. He ran down to the east and took over one of those cities, grabbed one of those women, huh? Nice. Yeah, maybe you're not so bad at all. Don't worry. All those people, they'll be half orcs running around like crazy pretty soon. Warlord Thrall's going to lead us to victory.
Where is Zul'Jaric?
You haven't seen it?
Nope.
The west. Just follow the trail. Oh, you guys must be looking for that human and halfling that they had captured. You'll be lucky that human's alive when you get back.
I poke my head out when I hear him say halfling.
Yeah, just like you, little one. He looks over to you.
What's their names?
I don't know. Doesn't really matter. They're going to be lunch anyways.
Were those the ones bleeding on the horse?
Yeah. Well, not lunch. Don't Don't worry, Warlord Thrall has plans for them. Normally we'd eat them, but he asked for some alive. It's too bad about the dwarf.
I poke him in the gonad, not enough to do damage, but just make a drop of blood appear.
All right. He goes, hey, knock it off.
Talk about eating halflings. That's just rude.
What's the human look like?
He had this like long, yellowish, disgusting mustache, kind of hung off the edges. Older guy. Not as old as this one, points to Stony. Definitely not as ugly as that one, he points over to Boxy. Somewhere in between.
Interesting.
The halfling. It's a tender one. I love halflings.
I start walking back towards him.
Anybody need anything else?
I think we got all we need.
All right. Well, it was nice meeting you, sir. I'll put his head back in the fire.
All right. He screams out again and collapses.
I kind of shake my head at you because I said I wouldn't do that again, but
You did it anyways, right?
Well, you didn't. Hef did.
I look at Sony, I'm like, can he pop up like you?
not now.
I'll search him.
Alrighty. Second. Doing the old table.
I'm going to use my hit dice.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, me too.
I think that's the first fight we've had that I haven't taken any damage.
You didn't take any damage that fight?
No, I didn't take any.
Wow.
How'd that dodge work out for you, Stony?
It didn't. Well, stopped them from attacking.
Sorry,
me,
I
right?
can't stop laughing at that.
And then I wasted a rage on it too.
So
I'm going to dodge because I'm sure that I'll be attacked.
So the you find that he has about 70 gold pieces on him personally. The rest of the orcs just had their weapons and whatnot. And inside the one of the tents, you find a pair of engraved bone dice.
Ooh.
I'm putting those in my pocket.
I put them in the party sheet. You do see it's obviously a tent, but it's supposed to be a metal cage, and that's where the boar was at. And you see the gates are open, and there's a chain laying at the ground that would have kept it there.
Guess I'll check the rest of the orcs.
Okay. Yeah.
You got something good.
I've been exploring the tents while they were interrogating him.
Okay, gotcha. So inside the tents, you find just general sort of things laying about, nothing of significant value, and if you don't find anything of significant value other than, like I said, they're great axes and javelins. So if you guys want those, you can get them, but I don't know if you can carry much more.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we're good.
Speaking of which, I think you guys got rid of everything that's on this list. Well, you did now. I forgot. Okay.
What time
Well,
of
we
day
know.
is it now?
Oh, it's still morning. It's almost noon.
Oh, we know where we gotta go now.
To town to offload some weight.
You gotta go save that halfling and human.
Oh, right.
Anybody remember the human with the beard? The mustache? The moustache?
The moustache.
Vaguely. See, what did he do in Gotham's Crossing? Or was he there?
He was. It was the sergeant guard that you saw when you first arrived to Stony and Snortle.
Yeah.
You guys would have remembered him because he's one of the guards. So, but he has a very distinctive mustache, that kind of, not a handlebar, I forget what it's called, where it comes all the way down. And
Do we remember the halfling? Or a halfling?
yeah, so there's several halflings there. There's an inn that's been there for a long time. I think it's called the Apple Inn. I can't remember the exact name of it. That's a whole family of halflings there. And there's a couple other halflings in town too.
So we might not know who that is.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we better get back on that trail.
Yeah.
All right.
What time of day did you say it was?
Just before noon.
Okay.
So as you continue along the trail there for probably about 3 or 4 hours, continue to travel, you see that the woods sort of parts ways again, and you sort of come into this sort of rocky, hilly sort of area with scrub brush and whatnot that's there as you continue up. The mist sort of clears and kind of comes back, not to the point where you can see significant distances, but to a point where you can see like maybe a half a mile out, and then it kind of comes back in again. It's and the rain continues to fall. There's no sun today as you're going. As you're kind of traveling, you do see whoever's up front. There's down the path. You see what looks like a humanoid's. He has a cloak, and the hood is up, and you can see it's kind of like keeping underneath the rain. Very tall, probably about 6 or 7 feet high. Stocky shoulders, and there's what appears to be a large dog next to it, and you see it's kind of bent down on one knee, and it's sort of playing with the dirt that's there, and it's probably a couple feet in front of you, reaching down to the trail, and appears to be examining the dirt. Has its back to you, doesn't see you.
I don't know if I'm out in front or if they're out in front.
I'm not sure
I
who is.
think it's me and Boxy.
So you see him kind of reaching down there, and the rain is kind of coming down, and it's now mud, right? The trail is mud because it's been raining for several hours.
I'm going to give the guy a warning that we're coming.
Okay. So you call out in common, or?
Yeah, call out in common, hey, on the trail.
All right, I gotcha. So immediately when you call out, you see the dog turns, and it's actually not a dog, it's a wolf, right? A white wolf. And it sort of looks, and you can see its teeth sort of bare. And very calmly, the humanoid reaches out and puts his hand on the wolf and sort of strokes its back, and it starts to calm down. And you see he sort of stands up, and as he does, you do see he has a heavy crossbow in his hand, but he's not pointing it at you. And he slowly turns, and the cloak is kind of over his face, and he calls out to you, and he says, "Name your business."
We're on the trail of Sergeant somebody, hoping to find him.
"This is an orc trail. I don't know you. I've never seen you before. Are you sure you're supposed to be around here? That's bad news up here."
Well, we're doing some work for who is it?
Captain Serrano.
I look at Hef and say, Hef, get up here and talk to this guy.
We're doing some work for Captain Serrano out of Coughlin's Crossing.
You see he sort of turns and slowly starts to walk in your direction. Again, he has a crossbow down, right, pointed at the ground. He's got his hand on the wolf, sort of petting its head as they're walking. The wolf seems hesitant. His teeth are still kind of baring a little bit, but seems a little bit more calm. And he slowly starts to make his way, and he says, We probably shouldn't be yelling in these places. I'll be right there. And as he continues to walk up, you see that as he gets closer, his hands have sort of a green kind of color hue to them. They're big, um, large hands that you can see there as well. And he continues to walk up. You notice that he is dressed in what appears to be leather armor in the areas that you can see between the cloak. And he reaches up and he kind of pulls the top of the cloak back as he gets closer. And you can see it's a half orc. His face is very grizzled. He has a lot of scratches and scars along the right side of his face. Looks like he was mauled by something. And he looks to you and he says, "Good to see you. Haravak, this is Gruntha." He points down to the wolf.
Darvak, I'm Huff. This is Boxy. That's Snortle. Chatter, Stony.
He nods to each of you. Says, "Again, I ask your business. What are you doing on this road? I've never seen you out here before."
Well, we're on an adventure from Coughlin's Crossing. We gotta investigate these orcs getting dwarven weapons. We were paid by town, and so on our way back from this dwarven hold, or keep, we came across more orcs, and they've captured 2 of our friends.
I saw a halfling and a human, it looked like.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. Halfling and a human. A human's got a kind of a gold mustache.
Yeah.
But we know
It
him.
looked-
We're not sure on the halfling.
He didn't look too good. Does your are they that important to you? I'm not sure it's worth it.
How big's this town up here? What was it again, Stony? Noshog?
Zoljarek.
It's all Jarek.
Zoljarek is where you're headed? Well, you're headed to the right place. If it's just you guys, you're looking for death, that's for sure.
We're pretty good, but how many orcs are we looking at?
Well, let's see. 3 tribes have camped outside of it, so I don't know, a couple hundred.
We're not
Just
that good.
Stealth job? Are you trying to sneak in, or what's going on?
We may have to go back and regroup. There's a couple hundred orcs over there.
Could we catch up to the human and halfling before they get there?
Maybe. They seem to be about, I don't know, probably saw them about 6 or 7 hours ago. It's another day's march from here to get to there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. It's kind of an orc stronghold. I've never seen all this orc activity around here. I've lived up here for 35, 40 years, and it seems to have gotten quite a bit busier lately. It's a little disturbing. Keep killing all the game.
I think they're planning some sort of big offensive to the towns to the east.
Yeah. Heard rumors. I've seen them, occasionally bring up some captives, but yeah, never seen a group like yours out here, though.
Yeah, we ran into a big group of orcs earlier today. They had some giant boar with them, but you won't have to worry about them.
Good. I appreciate that. Well, I'm happy to show you how to get there if you want to get to it.
Yeah, we'd definitely appreciate that.
I think it's odd that those orcs are capturing them. Usually they just eat them and then bring their bodies back. It's weird. Something's going on there at the Zoldrack.
Must have some plan for him.
Thrall has some plan for them. Do you know Thrall?
I don't. Is that the warlord there, I take it? The leader?
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, that Zoldrack, that's an orcish temple. It's been there a long time, but it does have the west wall had a big hole put in it from the giants down in the down in Wolfville Forest. They come up and attacked them. I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 years ago, right when I was in the area. There's a big hole there. You may be able to sneak in there, or could look like me and what's your name, big guy? Looks to Stony.
Stony.
Yeah, Stony. Nice. You could look like us and pretend to be orcs. You could probably get in that way too. Maybe pay homage to the warlord, huh?
Yeah.
It's up to you. I just assumed they'd be gone.
Maybe we can catch up, get our friends, and then go back to town and get help.
Yeah, kind of a stealth job, huh?
Yeah.
Looks down at Chatter. Yeah.
You see, Chatter is feeding the wolf a ration and trying to run the fingers through the side of the fur, and you see Haverick kind of reaches over and touches Chatter's hand and says, "I don't think I would do that, my friend."
Well, why not? He's nice.
He's likely to bite your hand off.
Oh, he wouldn't do that.
Okay, keep petting it.
He's much nicer looking than the troll boar.
Yeah. What?
Well, ready to head out and see if we can catch them before they get there?
Yep.
Yes.
He says,
Yep.
let's take the overland route and we'll skip the trail. Like winds back and forth. I think we can maybe catch up to him that way, but you're gonna have to hoof it. He looks over to Boxy and says, "You got a lot of gear over there. You gonna be able to handle this?"
I think so. It's heavy, but I can take it.
He says, "Hey, what you got over there?" He kind of walks over and kind of looks at the pack, and you hear him whistle. Wow, that's some pretty nice scales. Did you carve that up?
Yes, we've ran across a dragon recently.
Oh. And he kind of looks. He says, "Nice. What else you got?" It'll just take a minute.
Oh, well, then I'll sit my pack down and show him the bear.
He's like, "Whoa, man, oh man, you took this in and got this carved up, huh? Dragged it into town?"
Did it myself, and you hear it jingle. It's
Wow.
got coins inside.
Oh my goodness. And he hears a kind of jingle. You see, he kind of puts the crossbow, now sets it on the ground, and he kind of checks the edges of how you had kind of carved it. And he reaches inside and feels the thickness of the pelt. And he's like, "Dang." He's like, "You're really good at that."
Boxy's the best skinner in the world.
Yeah, I see that.
Check this out. I plucked this feather myself.
He kind of he looks over to you and he kind of looks and he says, "Where'd you get that feather?"
It was back in this town. It was eating all the dead carcasses.
That was from the bear owl.
He looks, he says, "You killed Tweety? What?"
Who's Tweety?
It's the mother owl bear. She's got 34 little younglings.
Oh, well, she could have told us that. She attacked Chattering over here.
He just shakes his head.
I was just going up to say hi and see what she was doing.
He's like, "Yeah." He indicates he picks up his crossbow and he says, "We better get moving." Hey, and he looks to Boxy and says, "You're Boxy, is that right?"
Yes.
"Yeah, come on up here and walk with me. Let's talk about your technique." "You don't mind, do you?"
No, not at all.
Like, "I'll tell you how to tame a wolf. Come on, let's go."
Goes to notes and chains alignment due to killing 34 younglings.
So you see Boxy and him kind of walk, and you see he's definitely taking off the trail now. And the wolf, as he sees Haravac has kind of turned, you see Grunwald kind of bounds away from you, Chatter, and he literally runs up the trail or up the hill, and he runs probably about 100 feet in front or 150, sort of stops and scans, and you see kind of looks back and he kind of makes a little howl noise and then kind of continues to run, and Haravac sort of indicates to him as they go. You guys continue to go overland, so literally over the rocks and brush and whatnot, and doesn't seem to be any particular trail, and feels a lot slower than actually taking the path or the road itself.
I am chasing after the wolf. I know I can't keep up with it, but that won't stop me from trying.
Gotcha. So it seems to specifically try to run and get away from you. So it runs in all kinds of different directions as you're trying to keep up with it. And as you guys all continue, you do see that you kind of undulate, and you see to the west there's another valley that you can see, and it's completely enclosed in a cloud that kind of covers it. And it's completely in there. And as you get a little bit closer, Haravac says, "It's down there." It's like probably another 3-4 hours, and we should be there. Boxy kind of talks to you, and he says, "I appreciate you giving me the tips on how to do that. I'm going to try to get a better pelt next time."
Well, as Chatter likes to say, you just need to practice a bit more.
Yeah, well, there's not a lot to skin up here, but I will. And he says, I got to be honest. I'm not getting within arrow shot of that citadel. Okay, I'll get you close. I'll even point you the way, but I'm not getting that close. They don't like me there.
Why don't they like you there?
Let's just say when they sort of moved into town, before I knew that there was going to be so many of them, I would pick them off from time to time, and maybe go up there and hit them with my good old heavy crossbow. Take a shot and get somebody off the parapets up on the top. And yeah, well, they kind of hunted me for a while. It's okay. He kind of continues down the path, and as you are down the hill, as you guys continue down, you do see that you sort of start to walk into that misty cloud bank again, and vision sort of gets very hard to see again, about 15-30 feet in front, and occasionally you'll hear the wolf sort of howl off in certain distances and whatnot. And then you hear Haravax kind of calls out to Gruntar and says, "Shh, quiet boy." And he's like, "We're getting close." And you can smell the smell of like campfires, right? It kind of wafts in the air, and you can sort of smell burning wood and whatnot. And he says, "It's going to be dark soon. Are you want to rest before? Are you going to go in at night, or are you gonna go in during the day?"
Do they have a? So it's the people that it's the small group that has them, right?
I assume he's in probably the heart of the citadel. I don't know.
Oh, we're at the Citadel right now.
Getting closer to it, yeah.
Well, we were hoping to catch him before he got there, right? I guess we didn't make it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So you guys, if you were following along the trail, you didn't see him, and as you were kind of moving up towards it.
I guess we'd take a rest if we didn't catch him in time.
Yeah.
Before we
Doesn't
go to the Citadel.
Doesn't appear to be. So as you're kind of getting closer, you do see there's that thick low-lying fog that I talked about that covers everything, and the rain is falling. But you can see up ahead, beyond sort of the gray veil, you see what looks like a bleak citadel that sort of looms on a great mound of black rock. And you don't see any lights on it at all, but you do see um, plumes of smoke that kind of come up in different areas, and you can hear the sound from the distance of what sounds like orcs kind of talking. But you're a significant enough distance away that they can't see you either.
I meant to ask earlier, does this fog look natural?
That's a good question. So, Boxy, with you being a ranger and kind of being out and about, it does. It's unusual to have this much fog and clouds here in the mountains area. But again, you're not really from the area so much, so it may be a normal thing. But it seems unusual that it's here. That being said, it's not a magical fog.
Okay, good to know.
If you guys don't want to go to the Citadel and you want to turn back and go back to town, you definitely can do that. You're by no means at the point of no return type of thing. I misunderstood. I thought you guys were wanting to go to the Citadel.
No, we were hoping to chase down those.
Gotcha. Well, you followed the
Yeah.
trail as far as you can, hoping to catch them. But it seems that unfortunately they just were able to get in there before you were able to catch them.
Okay.
We,
Well, I guess we can camp here and then decide in the morning.
I think that's better
Yeah.
than trying to sneak in at night after traveling all day.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So as you say that, Haravac or Haravik says, "Fine, come on back here," and he kind of walks you back up and kind of up and over the rocks and whatnot, and he is able to have a cave, and he sort of find a cave. He kind of opens up the brush that's in front of it, and he says, "You can be in here, keep you dry. I commonly come here and watch them. They don't know it's here."
Ah,
As you go
thanks.
in, you do see there's a ring of a small campfire that's kind of around the corner of the cave, and he kind of brings this brush and sort of covers up the entrance again, and it's well ventilated, but and there's a small little kind of like a pool of water that's there as well. Doesn't look the best, but potentially could be drinkable. You see, he goes over and takes a drink.
Ah, cool. Guess I'll go over and get a drink too.
All right, it's cool. Has that cold mountain sort of taste to it. It's not rancid or anything like that. He kind of sits down and he uh, starts a small little fire in the fire pit there, and he says, "All right, sit around. Maybe I can draw up a picture and show you what this place looks like."
Oh, okay.
Is there anything that the rest of you all would like to do while he's kind of working on a picture here, trying to get things worked out?
Nope, I'm just sitting with him.
Okay.
Yeah, just sitting.
I explore the cave and check all the corners.
All right. So he draws out a fairly elaborate sort of picture, and as he's working, he kind of has a piece of paper and he's kind of scratching and etching and really kind of drawing it out. And you see, like, it doesn't really make any sense what he's drawing, and so he continues to kind of work for about an hour or so, working on this picture, and he's kind of describing things, and it slowly starts to form into what looks like a keep and whatnot, and he kind of does a lot of details and whatnot. And man, he should have been an artist because this is what he draws. Well, not really, but close enough. So as you can see, there's a ramp that kind of goes up to these wooden doors that are here, and the keep is up on a bluff. Now he says, now you can climb up the sides of this. It's a little tricky, kind of a little rocky, but definitely could be done. And then he kind of takes a pointer and he sort of points over to here, and he's like, "This is where the giants had attacked. Was over here. That wall's pretty much completely destroyed. That haven't replaced that. These gates were destroyed, but they replaced them about 3 weeks ago in the front." Um, he says you also could probably scale some of these walls if you needed to as well.
Oh, that's good to know. I think we'll probably try for that hole. Scout it out tomorrow and then maybe try for it at night. Do they have any guards watching if we scale that wall during the day?
Yeah, there's usually orcs positioned at each corner that juts out, and watching in all directions. Perpetually misty and foggy though here. It's never ever not foggy, so it's hard for them sometimes to see, but they're there, I promise you.
How high is the climb?
Which one, the wall or the rock abutment?
The rock.
He says that's about probably about 25, 30 feet maybe.
And then how high is the wall?
Sorry, it's 20 feet. He says the wall's an additional 20 feet.
The lookouts are usually up here.
Yeah, usually on the top. He says typically they'll patrol along the edges, but they like these corners. So they like to sit here because they can see on all three sides. So these corners, usually I see them. Sometimes all of the corners are manned, and sometimes they're not. But
I closed it on accident. Can you reshare it with me?
I can.
I don't know which one it was. Oh.
No worries. There you go. Now there's rumor there's a dragon or something that lives there. I've heard the orcs talk about it. I've seen some beast in the air, but it's hard to tell if it's just a, you know, rock or, some large eagle, or maybe it is a dragon. I don't know. But there's rumors there's one that lives there.
Have you heard about the warlord? What's his name? Stony? Thrall?
Thrall. I have. I've heard he is fairly new. Moved in a few months ago as one who repaired this. He's called for the orc tribes, is what I've heard. So I think there's a couple of tribes that are outside the castle. You got to watch out for their camps. But yeah, I have heard he's up and coming. I heard. I've heard he's bigger than what you'd expect from an orc, like big. So interesting. Not sure why he's here.
I could maybe pull one of those guys down off the wall. If we can get close enough.
Because I don't think the doors is a good way to go. They're thick,
Yeah.
heavy, chop down a lot of big trees.
Probably go in that hole in the wall. Or over the top of the wall. One of the two. All right. Well, I guess we'll look in the morning. Get some sleep.
All right. He kind of nods and says, "Yeah, sleep would be good." He looks to you and he says, "All right, I'll take first watch with whoever."
I usually take first watch.
Oh, good. It works out well. Don't worry, my wolf will take third watch. Whoever, of course.
I think that's Snortle.
All right.
I think Snortle's already passed out.
Snortle's third watch.
He's on third watch already.
Yeah, right. All right. And he kind of smiles and says, "Good. Excellent." So you guys all kind of get through your watches without any issues. Whoever's on first watch, I forget who's on first watch.
I am.
Okay, gotcha.
Normally it's I and Boxy, but I'm sleeping with the wolf right now.
All right. Okay, cool. So if you have anything to ask, you can specifically. If you don't, that's okay too. And then otherwise, we'll do the other watches.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, great. So you're able to get through your watch without any issues, and then Hef, you do yours, and Snortle, you do yours as well with the wolf, which is a little unnerving. And I guess Chatterer, you would be awake too?
I would probably wake up at that point in time, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And all right, you guys are able to get through the watches without any difficulty. In the morning, it continues to rain outside, and that mist continues to hang out there. Yeah.
Well, let's see how close we can get to that hole in the wall.
Yeah, I guess we'll go take a look.
Alrighty.
So we're not going back to town first, is that right?
Well, if we do, that halfling's dead. Probably the human.
Okay, let's go.
Karavac looks to you all and he says, I know you don't know me and you probably don't trust me, but if you want to keep your stuff here, you can. I'm not going to touch it.
Maybe we'll keep some stuff here. Are you gonna be able to carry all that, Boxy?
Yeah, I'll unload the pelts.
Okay. Sounds good. You kind of unload it. He helps you sort of lay it out so that way it doesn't get moldy or musty at all. And yeah, kind of looks and he says, I live to the south of here. I won't be too far. Maybe a couple hours away. I'll be hunting. I'll keep my ears out. If any of you have like a bird or something that you could send me a message if you run into trouble or if you need some help, I can come on back.
I got Grimnaw. You still there, Grimnaw?
Yeah, Grimnaw's still there. And he nods.
Thanks, Grimnaw.
You changed his name.
Or Brownnaw, right?
Yeah.
Well, whatever you want to call him. All right. So he's like, well, okay. If you have any problems, I guess send them to me. Will you be able to find me?
Are you gonna be able to find him, Brownnaw?
He nods.
Yeah, Brownnaw will be able to find you.
All right. And after helping move whatever you need to move. So if there's anything that you want to move, Boxy or anybody else, you can put it in the parcel sheet for now. And then we'll just keep it there. If you don't want to, that's okay too. You can just put it in a separate container on your sheet and just say it's in a cave.
AFK, I drank too much water.
All right. So he kind of nods and you see he kind of moves out and sort of slides the cover out of the way and he kind of indicates for his wolf to come with them and he says, it's good meeting you, Stony, Snortle, Boxy, F, Chatter. Hope our paths cross again soon. Be careful in there. Get your friends back quickly.
Yeah, thanks for the help.
Welcome. Hopefully someday you can help me. Kind of nods and sort of goes away and puts the cover back in front of the door as he walks away. All right.
Well, let's head over there and see what we can find out about that hole in the wall.
Okay. So as you guys go out to... Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, here's one of your daggers back. And I'll toss it to him.
Okay. When he comes back, we'll have to let him know that you got it back.
It's on the party sheet.
Okay. So again, the rain is continuing to pour, and you can still hear the orcs' voices. They seem to echo off the sides of the walls and whatnot. As you kind of continue down on the side there, you do see that you're able to sort of get your way over to the side of the rock abutment as it comes up. You do hear what sounds like a significant amount of orcs to the north of you. You also hear the sounds of what sounds like a large camp as well. It's a lot. You're not sure exactly how many it is, but there's definitely quite a few. You can see the hole is on the side there of the keep, and you see, and when you looked, when you get closer, you see that the hole goes entirely through the entire wall, and even the upper level is collapsed down, and there's like this wood ladder bridge that's sort of across the span that's connecting both sides. You do see there's pretty significant damage to the building. However, this appears to be the most obvious area that's open for you to get into.
I'll start heading in that direction
Okay.
as quietly as I can.
Alrighty. And as you do, you're kind of moving through the fog. This is all fog here, and you do see bits and pieces open up. But when you get to just the top there, that's where the fog kind of ends. So it's almost like this is an island sitting in the middle of fog, and you guys are underneath the fog itself. So you can kind of get the general idea.
Are there guards at those two promontories on either side of the hole?
Yes, they're up top on the upper level, but you do see guards kind of peer down every once in a while, kind of looking out. There is one. See one there. And you see one over on the other side too. And they seem to... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, if I cast fog cloud, would it kind of blend in with the fog that's around to kind of give us some cover?
Yeah, you see wisps of fog kind of move up and over and kind of goes up against the walls and move across. You absolutely could do that, and I think it would be very feasible for that to work.
Can we tell how high of a climb it would be to get up to that hole?
20 feet to climb up to the plateau, and then the walls are 20 feet higher. But yes, yep, Boxy could.
Oh, so that abutment's only 20 foot tall then?
Yes. On the side picture?
Yeah.
Yep, 20 feet up.
Does it look like it would be an easy climb from what I can see?
It's probably going to be a little bit tricky. You're definitely going to need a roll. It's not like something that you can go up without, but it's not going to be terrible.
Yeah, but it's based on that frickin' athletics thing again.
It is.
How the hell do rogues become good second story men?
I don't know.
Thieves. I think thieves get a climb thing.
I can try and sneak over there, climb up and look in.
No, because probably when you get over there, you'll just yell back.
I didn't yell back the last 2 times you told me not to.
No, but you stabbed the first guy you saw.
Hey, Boxy, what are you thinking about putting your fog cloud? I'm gonna cast I got disguise self as my.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and disguise myself as a orc as best
All right.
I can.
Sounds good.
I see Hef do that, and I'm going to use my own disguise self and look just like him, except female.
Okay, sounds good. So now we have 2 half orcs. There are 2 orcs and a half orc.
And a turtle and a halfling.
Where do you want to put this at, Boxy?
I'm sorry, what?
Where do you want to put the fog cloud at?
Well, I'm not really sure what we're doing right now, but I was going to try to like give us some cover to get up against the wall, maybe, so that we could sneak around easier to this. Because
Wow.
I thought that's what we were trying to do.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I think that is.
So it's 20 foot.
Perfect.
That works real good.
Fits right in there. Anybody have a little gust of wind too? No, just kidding.
Yeah, if we did, it'd be great.
Just kind of follows you in, right?
We just blow really hard.